What is going on, everybody? Let me know if everybody can hear me good. Like, does my audio sound okay? What is up, everybody? Right now, we got over 100 people in here. I'm super appreciative and happy. My goal was literally 100. That was my goal. So just let me know in the chat if everybody can hear me, if like the audios, everything is good. Chad, sounds great, bro. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, yeah, yo, tonight we just keeping it super light, super simple. I'm not campaigning against Giant Man, so if you came here to hear me rant against Giant Man, that's not what I'm doing. Everybody knows my stance. I don't feel like it needed to be a crowd fund. That's all. But other than that, it looks like a good action figure. I just don't know if it's gonna make it. But before we even start talking about Giant Man and all that other BS, we got some stuff to get to real fast that I just wanna highlight real quick. Um, Shout out to my ladies. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. I love you too. Um, Guys, I'm not as a professional of a podcast host as Laser Pants. So don't expect nothing crazy here. And every super chat, every single super chat is gonna get addressed. We might break them up the same way that they do over on the 3PA. So I'm not gonna address them as they come in. I'm just gonna have segments where I address any super chats that come in, but every single super chat is going to get addressed, and I'm also going to try to just address every single question that you guys have, because it's basically a Q&A. So any questions that you guys want to know, what camera I use, and just anything about me or my setup or whatever you want to know, guys, I'm definitely here to answer. I wasn't planning on going live so soon, honestly. If I could have pushed off live a little bit more, I would have pushed it off. But I just felt like it was more than enough time, and I got on everybody's live that I wanted to for the most part. There's still a bunch of people that I want to collaborate with that I didn't get to yet. But I got to retro 3POA stuff like so. I was like, okay, it's about time that I do my own. But shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I did not think this many people was actually gonna show up. Like, okay, so speaking of Ryan, of course, is this your first time? This guy, yo, this guy. My first time was actually with Tony. That's my one true love. That's my first time was with Tony. But my second true love would have to be Laser Pants. And anybody that does, I get happy whenever I see his name, because whenever I see Ryan's name pop up in the chat, I picture this. That's literally what I see when his name pops up in the chat. But also, we got It's Chad in the house. And anybody that doesn't know Chad, I appreciate you, man. You definitely didn't have to. Ryan beat me to the first joke, so go Ninja, go. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Um, Chad, to me, guys, is always going to be Articulated Chad. That was his name. I don't know if he's trying to hide it. I don't know if he doesn't want to be that closely associated with me. I don't know what it is. But for me, he is always going to be Articulated Chad, like without a doubt. And this guy, hold up. I I don't know. We're already starting to get some drama. This guy, I gotta show this real quick. Yo, Blake Tarpley, F your little $5 donations. Yo, guys, yo.
Damn!
Yo, you really didn't have to. I appreciate that. And it's not like I appreciate the $5 I appreciate any donations because everybody works hard for their money, man. And right now, money is tight for everybody. Blake, you definitely didn't have to, man. I don't know. I don't know why you did that, but thank you so much. I appreciate that shit so much. Thank you, man. Um, let's see what else we got going on over here. And we got Scott Hughes in the house. Shout out to Scott. Just because epicness ensues. I appreciate you, man. We got Big Bacon in the house, and I'm pretty sure it was Big Bacon that coined one of my favorite terms for this HasLab, which is I believe it was 4 times the size, 8 times the price, which I found that hilarious, man. I'm pretty sure that was Big Bacon that said that in one of my videos, man. But thank you, Big Bacon. I appreciate that. We got M Vargo. M Vargo has, oh, he's a channel member. Shout out to M Vargo. Hey, everyone. We got tons of people in the house. I did not think this many people was gonna show up, man. I really didn't. Let's see what else we got going on. Give me 1 second. I'm still getting used to like the whole layout of everything, and before we start answering super chats and questions in general. We got V Conley is in the house. Shout out to V Conley. I got to meet him in person. He was an awesome guy just to chill and be around. Thank you for elevating the community, not just with figures, breakdowns, but with your real talk. I appreciate that, man. Because especially like the Keep It Real videos, they do weigh on me. Because like I'll be having a good day and I'm like, damn, I haven't done a Keep It Real video in a while. And the Keep It Real video, some of the topics they're kind of rough, man. So they stay on my mind even after the camera turns off. And that shit does definitely weigh on me. But the Find My Figures girls, they do a good job at cheering me up. They always do. I appreciate and love them so much. Give me 1 second. Shout out to Collector Disconnect too, man. We'll be joining the Ninja Clan here shortly. Gotta get in on the after show. So guys, yeah, there will be an after show. I'll put the link. One of the moderators will put the link in the chat when this show is going to be ending. There will be an after show for just private members. So shout out to Collector Disconnect for bringing that up. And give me 1 second. And shout out to Pokey87. He just became a YouTube channel member, man. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining. Definitely appreciate that. Thank you for becoming a channel member. So yeah, guys, it's just I'm gonna get to any other super chats in a minute. But give me 1 second. I'm still getting used to this layout. Ryan knows all of this shit like the back of his hand. I don't. I'm still getting better with it. Give me 1 second. Trying to figure out how to get Pokey's chat off the screen. I'll be slipping, man. Give me 1 second. Still getting used to all of this stuff. But okay. All right. My bad. But before we leave super chats, we got one more. Another name that I recognize for sure. Xmanny87. Shout out to Manny, man. Damn, at Blake Tarpley. Just paid for half of the Giant Man for you. Bro, here's my $5 donation. So F with me. LOL. Have fun on your first live. I'm trying, bro. It's a lot happening. I didn't think 227 people was going to be here just to see me talk. And hopefully we get into some good topics tonight and just good shit in general. But shout out to Manny87. I definitely appreciate that. Thank you. So one of the first questions that I do want to get to before we get into more super chats or anything else like that. Give me 1 second. Sheesh, man. Yo, there's so many people here, guys. Shout out, not Top Goon is in the house. We got Disavowed in the house. We got so many damn people here. And remember, it's a Q&A, guys. So any questions that you guys got, just comment in the chat. Just comment your questions in the chat. Every super chat will be addressed. But even if it's not a super chat, I will still try to find my way to your question in the chat. So I guess before we get in, I'm going to let the questions add up. We'll let all of the questions add up. And before we get into the questions, I'm not a professional and I don't have like a whole nother extra screen. But the HasLab, the Giant Man, is currently at basically 6,000. It's currently at 6,000. So we need 4,000 to go. I just want to see real quick overall. I just want to check the temperature of everybody in the chat before I start talking crazy. How many people think this is actually going to, if you think it's going to fund, just type 1. If you think it's going to fund. If you think it's not going to fund, just type 2. If you think it's not going to fund. So 1, yes, it will. 2, no, it will not. I just want to check everybody's temperature before we move forward. And it is looking like, sheesh, man. That's not good. Oh my God, that's not good. Damn, somebody put a 3. That is crazy. Yeah, so we're getting it looks like for the most part everybody's saying that this thing is not gonna fund. And that sucks. That's unfortunate because, like I said, I really don't think it looks like a bad figure, guys. Like, I think that it's a good figure. It looks like a good figure. I don't even think it's overpriced by much. I mean, we could sit here all day and argue and debate on, the prices of just the current state and the temperature of things in general. We could do that all day, but overall, it is a huge figure, and I just feel like it's really not. It's not that bad of a figure, but it didn't need to be a crowdfund. And yo, I don't know if you guys seen it. Shout out to Duarte Studios. He's in the house. I just seen his comment. I don't know if you guys seen it, but I was watching. There's been quite a few Legends interviews from Comic Con, and these guys, they just keep harping on the fact that they're like, yeah, well, 1 minute people don't want figures hidden behind a paywall, and then the next minute, if we do no figures and we do it cheaper, that's an issue too. And I agree and disagree with them. I think on one hand, sure, like not hiding really valuable figures behind a paywall. Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Don't do that. But I feel like with the Marvel Legends guys, it's just like all or nothing. It's like why does it have to be all or nothing? You could have easily thrown in just a standard 6-inch figure. And I can't remember who the name was because there's been so many Legends interviews that's just been popping up lately as a result of Comic-Con. So I don't remember the person's name. If anybody does, they could comment it in the chat. But there was quite a few interviews, but majority of them that I've seen, they keep on like focusing on the fact that people aren't happy that there's no figures. And it's like, we never asked you for completely no figures. You can throw in one or two, but just don't make them super desirable characters. We could have had a 6-inch giant man that would have been fine. Or what about the growing transitioning effect? The first person I seen mention that was Desert Rat Tony, Analog Toys. He was the first one that brought up the transitioning effect. And it's like something cheap like that. That's nothing. That is basically nothing, man. Just taking a quick glance at the chat, seeing what's going on. But wow, we are getting I gotta after this live stream, I now need to pay. I gotta pay Laser Pants to help me in the chat or to just moderate for me, because that guy's amazing, and there's so much stuff popping up in general. But it seems like majority of people here think that it's not gonna fund. I gotta be careful with what I say because I don't want to like put anything out there or anything like that. But it's not looking like it's going to. But 4,000 backers. I really thought this weekend at Comic-Con they was gonna show something amazing. It is New York, Comic-Con, but I felt like, I don't know if I'm tripping, but I felt like there wasn't no companies really that revealed anything in New York City this year. Like there was no big exclusives. There was nothing that made me say, oh my God, like this is crazy. No big reveals. Nobody really did nothing. So I don't want to like double down just on the HasLab guys, even though this was the time for them to do something, because like this is the best opportunity to do so. You currently have a campaign going. So, but I didn't see nothing crazy from Classified, Mezco, NECA. I didn't see anything crazy at New York Comic Con, which makes me say, I'm just wondering, I don't know, but what if majority of these companies are just really doubling down on their own online conventions versus regular floor conventions at like the Javits Center or in LA? That would suck because I do appreciate going to conventions and Comic Cons, and I appreciate that stuff, but I'm not motivated to go if it's not going to be, big action figure news there or anything like that. I'm not into it like that. If that's how it's going to be, I'm hoping it doesn't swing that way, but it's looking like it's really swinging that way where majority of these companies are just going to be doing their own online stuff. Iron Bionic, he said, I think we need a master class on articulated ninja posing. Bro, there's no real master class, but I should start doing that. That would be a clever video idea, just to have quick little posing sessions. I think D Amazing does something like that, and I don't know if he still does, but I know that he used to. Shout out to D Amazing. His shit is just so laid back and chill. But yeah, I definitely got to look into that. That would be dope. Also, Gabriel Pinto says, I want to know what figure you liked a lot when you was young. That's a tough one, man. In a lot of cases, I never even threw away my figures when I was young. Like people have those stages where they're like, oh, I got to impress the girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to bring her back. I got to smash and this, that, and the third. I wanted to see my toys. That was never me. That was never me. I didn't care if they saw my toys. I'm like, bro, if you're gonna be with me, you gotta accept me. So I still have so many figures from when I was younger, but I guess one of the first ones that come to mind is I showed it off during my Veteran Williams action figure review. It was an old school Marvel Wolverine. He was like a werewolf. He looked like a werewolf. It made like little cheesy lights and sounds, and yeah, that's probably the first figure that comes to mind that I think of. And it took almost 20 years, 25 plus years later, for us to get a better werewolf. Like those shits are rare. Just looking up for some other comments. X Scully 25 says, any figures you're excited for before the end of the year? I don't know. Chat, help me out with that one. Like, anybody in the chat, comment what figures they know they're excited. I'm excited for a vehicle. I'm excited for the Vanguard. I'm definitely excited for that, but I don't know. Like I said, New York Comic Con was kind of disappointing, man, because I thought that there would be more figures revealed in general, and it wasn't. Classified. When I think about classified, I am definitely excited for Junkyard, Mutt. Yeah, I'm definitely excited for any animal figures in classified, like 100% without a doubt. Super excited for that. Shout out to Big Bacon, man. Every time I see this name, it makes me laugh. It's such a cool name. You always show up for the community, so we always gonna show up for you, man. I appreciate that. 288 people here watching, and I am extremely inexperienced for 288 people. But it's okay, man. It's all right. We're gonna make it do what it do. It's all right. I appreciate that, man. Let me see. I'm trying to catch up to some of the chats. So let's just get to some super chats because we do have some rolling in. Antonio Life Rants 82. Ninja, where in New York City you stay? I'm from Brooklyn. Well, where in New York City you stay? From Brooklyn to Dallas. I'm usually in Queens or Brooklyn. Those are even growing up, those were like the only two places that I was. I never really liked Manhattan like that, man. Manhattan, it's so hot and cold. Like, it's just like one block would be like really good looking women dressed in professional clothes, and then the next block would be like the women that's trying to get into your car at a red light. Like, it's always so hot and cold. The transition in between the blocks and the streets of Manhattan, I was never a fan of it. But yeah, mainly Queens and Brooklyn. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for that super chat. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm trying to go in order, but I'm I'm slowly getting better, taking my time. I don't even Bro, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Your video today, keeping it real, was excellent. I don't even want to try to say this name because I'd just destroy it. But I appreciate that a lot. Like I said, the keep it real videos, I didn't think so many people would like them or watch them, and I feel like sometimes I say certain things in the keep it real videos that people will dislike me for rather than like me. Actually, there's a lot of times I post a keep it real video and quite a few people will unsub, but I just look at it like, hey, it's fine. Like, if me being myself is just going to make you unsub, then maybe you shouldn't have been here in the first place. And I feel like the keep it real videos do help people more than they hurt them. So thank you for that super chat. I appreciate it. I'm just calling him G. Thank you, G, for that super chat. We have Johnny Marbles. You rock. Plan to review anything from this snail shell? I would like to. It's just, especially, I believe that's like more of like an import company, right? In an import line. I haven't really, I believe I recently saw something that looked really nice, a female figure from them that looked really nice. So hopefully I could get my hands on that, whether I have to buy it online or I see it at a convention. And I could definitely get that, but I would like to. I appreciate that, Johnny Marbles. Thank you for that question and that super chat. Shout out to Just Jeff, man. That's a name that I often see reoccurring on my channel. He said, for some Slurpees. I want to say, hey, yo, but I don't. You know what? Like, I take it. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Oh, man, we got this guy again. He's back again. Laser Pants. Here's a question. What action figure or line got you into collecting as a kid? I don't want to be so like generic and say Power Rangers, but Power Rangers, Gargoyles, and I remember one of the first lines that I really tried to hound my mother to get me was when Jakks Pacific, they had the Dragon Ball Z line and probably the Batman Beyond line, because that Batman Beyond line, it came with a vehicle and everything. Like, it was awesome, man, at that time. And there were so many different variations of the Batman Beyond action figure. Like Terry, there was like a light blue version with electricity going through him. There were just so many different cool variations. Let's see what else we got here. Another one. Oh, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. You did not have to, but thank you. I appreciate it. Artificial Intelligence says, I'm thankful for your action figures reviews. Your thorough analysis and engaging style are vital for collectors like me. Your content has guided my collection choices, and your dedication means a lot to our community. Yo, I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. And it's not just because it's a super chat. Of course, I appreciate the super chat because everybody's working hard for their money, man, especially nowadays. But I don't know, man. Thank you. That definitely means a lot. Thank you so much. And I think we addressed something similar to this already. So let me just bring this up real fast. Brandon R, thank you for your super chat. I appreciate it. Are you ever planning on making posing and photographing figures like articulated ninja videos? I should. Like, you're not the first person to bring that up. I definitely should get around to doing something like that. I'm just so strapped on time, and I'm not sure if you guys could tell, but like my reviews, they take a little bit longer than when I think, like, let's say the average or the more norm content creator that just poses the figure, like moves it around and has their hands in a video. I try to do like so many like glamour shots and try to catch the light on the figure in so many different ways that I barely have any time. Like, I'm trying to push out at least 2 to 3 reviews a week, and like even that in itself is killing me because it's like an entire work shift. It's literally an entire work shift to just do one review, and that doesn't include any like of the behind the scenes stuff for my members. That doesn't include any news videos. That doesn't include any of that stuff. But thank you, Brandon R, for that super chat. I appreciate it, man. Give me 1 second, guys. Just going through the chat right now. This is a good one. Shout out to Dino Spumoni. Spumoni. Of course, I gotta love the dino part, right? Because I love dinosaurs and animals. Out of all the companies making standout 6-inch product, who do you want to see walk away with the Mortal Kombat line? I'm hoping Jada or Bobby. When he says Bobby, obviously he's talking about Vala. That would be awesome. That would be amazing. I don't think Vala has hinted before, not even hinted. He spoke about on a 3POA before that he's not so interested in gaming licenses, like especially combat games. I think he doesn't think there's a lot of longevity in them. But I would disagree, especially with all the variants and all the different games, especially with, you're talking about an IP like Mortal Kombat. That's not even like a young IP. There's so many different Mortal Kombat lines. Like, honestly, I think Jada can go through, if they have the license to. I don't know what their license is like, but they can go through Street Fighter for years. I mean, we just got what, Street Fighter 5 or 6? So Jada can literally be doing this for the next 10 years. And I know that I'm in. I don't know how many other people, but for 10 years, I see myself buying Jada Street Fighter figures. And I don't even like to have like 10 Supermans or 10 Batmans on the shelf. I personally don't collect that way. I try to have like the most definitive version on my shelf, especially for like budget purposes, because I'm not rich. But if Jada keeps dropping these amazing figures at 25 or 30 bucks, let's say the most, Yeah, I'm all in. I'm all in for as long as they're doing them. But I think it would be cool. I mean, we gotta try to convince. I gotta get Tony. Like we all gotta rally together and try to convince Vala to do a Mortal Kombat line or just any type of combat. I don't know. That would be dope. I think Vala would definitely do a great job. I would like. It's a tie for me. I would like to see either Jada, like you said, or Vala walk away with that Mortal Kombat IP. Storm Collectibles does a great job, but a lot of their figures are just they're huge. Like literally they're huge. So I can't really fit them in to my collection with how big they are. But thank you Dino for that super chat, man. And the question. Um Shout out to Robert's Infinite Realms, another name that's constantly supporting the channel. You should be on Infinite Bacon. Just saying. I gotta look into that, man. I gotta look into that so we can make that happen. Thank you for that super chat, though. I appreciate it. A good question from Chris Jordan. How often do you take time for pictures? I like videography more than photography, to be honest. And so a lot of my pictures are just stills and frames from my videos. But I take, I would have to say I spend, especially with me trying to do 3 reviews minimum throughout the week, I would have to say that I'm probably taking pictures for, I don't know, man, at least at minimum 4 hours a week. That's like the minimum has to be 4 hours a week. Because any review, even if I don't show it at the end of the video for my action figure reviews, I always have usually I have some photography or videography at the end of my videos. But thanks, Chris Jordan, for that question, man. This is an interesting one. Johnny Marbles, you mess around with any 1/18th scale? No, I do not. But the only line that gets me so close to collecting anything smaller than 6 inches is Joy Toy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Joy Toy or Joy Toy is Joy Toy is crazy, man. Like, don't get me wrong, their stuff is pricey. I'm not saying that it's not. It definitely is pricey, but Joy Toy they have some amazing figures, amazing vehicles, and even the lines they do IPs for, like not their original stuff like Warhammer. It just looks so amazing, man. Shout out to D Amazing again. He makes those Warhammer figures he makes them look like they're 6 inches, and they're not. But it would definitely be Joy Toy if I had to start collecting a smaller scale. Shout out to Media Clash. What camera are you using? You look like you are running cinematic 24 frames. In most cases, I am. I don't want to talk like aperture and ISO and stuff like that to confuse anybody. I usually try not to go above 1200. Aperture I try to keep as low as possible. And I usually do run 24 frames, 30 at times. The camera that I'm using, I know that I should upgrade. I should definitely upgrade. But I'm using a Nikon D3400. I got to upgrade. This guy is literally, he's like a brother to me. My bro Glenn, he sent me an amazing camera. The shit it's so beautiful for photography, and it's a pretty expensive camera. I know that I have to upgrade. That camera is like good for photography, but I'm mainly using a Nikon D3400. Hopefully the Find My Figures girls can put the link to it in the chat, because any questions on equipment or anything that I'm using, I will definitely let you guys know. I hate it when people try to make it seem like, oh, I can't tell nobody, or bro, a lot of this stuff comes down to imagination anyway. Like, it's just whatever you could think of. Okay, this is a good one. Let me get to this before we do any more super chats. Rex J. Cox, what are your thoughts on Street Humans? Did Shartimus shoot himself in the foot? It's not necessarily for me, but I didn't really look into I didn't look into it as much as I could have, or maybe I should have, as another content creator. What I'm not gonna do is like tear down another content creator trying to do something for himself. So even if it's not for me, I think that it's really cool that he's putting like his best foot forward, trying to do something. When I did glance over at it, I didn't like, the reason it's not for me. I like one of the 3rd tier characters. It was like a guy, he had like a biker jacket on. I'm like, damn, man, why wasn't that like just part of the initial offering. So I think just the rollout of it and the color selection and stuff like that. And I watched his interview, and he said it was because he liked a lot of things. But what I think goes over people's heads sometimes is, especially if you're doing a line, it's not always about what you like, guys. Because if I do a line, I mean, my thickies on my line might be too thick for a lot of people. So I might not make them as thick as I would want to make them. I'll still make them curvy, but I feel like that's, especially content creators, I get they sometimes I feel like they get caught up in making something the exact way they like it, but not realizing, hey, like, you need thousands of other people to like it. And I'm not saying, hey, do something more normal, but maybe do something that will fit in or multiple people can relate to. And I love the head sculpts on the figures. Like, the head sculpts look good, but that's just how I feel about the street humans. And I do plan, I just want to look over it one more time, because I would like to be able to show him some type of support as a fellow content creator. But at the same time, I don't want to buy something that I know I'm not gonna enjoy, or I really don't feel like, I don't like the overall designs, or I don't feel that attached to. I don't want to buy something like that. But at the same time, I do want to show him support as a fellow content creator, because what he's trying to do, it's not easy. It is not easy at all. But shout out to Rex J. Cox about the street humans. Just Jeff. Ninja, what action figures do you want to see eventually? I want to see everything. I want to see everything eventually. We need Street Sharks. We need Extreme Dinosaurs. I don't know if anybody remembers that line from the 90s. We need Extreme Dinosaurs. We don't have any good zombies. I know people are going to bring up like Monster Force and things like that, but we still have yet to see a Monster Force figure. Like, I think they got like 19 pre-orders at this point on Big Bad, and not one figure released, not one figure in anybody's hand. They look good. I'm not saying that they don't look good. Those Monster Force figures, I believe it's called Monster Force, those zombies and like the military, they look nice. But like I said, you got 19 pre-orders up and not one figure in anybody's hand. Blake Tarpley, once again, bro, shout out to you for that super chat. You definitely didn't have to. I appreciate that a lot, especially with how trying times are right now financially for a lot of people, man. Blake Tarpley at Articulated Ninja Reviews, do you think the G.I. Joe mothership will fund $500? I don't think so. I think that the audience is just way too small. Like, and this isn't me. I don't necessarily like Super 7. I feel like even their standard, they're more standard size figures, they're 7-inch figures. I feel like they're overpriced and they lack articulation, and they don't look bad though. The designs look nice, but they're not for me. But the mothership has nothing to do with that. It's in a totally different scale, a scale I don't even collect. But even if it wasn't in a scale I collect, like, I just don't feel like there's a big enough audience to fund something like that. Like, I do feel like a lot of people can use it with other things, like I said, Joy Toy, or other G.I. Joe figures. It doesn't have to be reaction figures, right? But I just don't feel like the audience is big enough. But hey, maybe it is. Maybe the audience is big enough, and they will find a way to get it funded. And if they do, that's cool. But for me, it was kind of seeing the Cat's Lair in person, because I seen it at PowerCon in person. Seeing that Cat's Lair in person and then seeing that mothership, I was like, man, it's like 3 steps back. But that's just my own bias. That's not a fact. Like, that's just me being biased, because I didn't even think I was going to like the Cat's Lair. And when I seen it in person, it was so beautiful. I asked Ryan to take a picture of me, and he's so damn tall, he made me look like an Oompa Loompa or some shit in the photo, because he holds the camera like way up high. But he can't help it. He was born that way, But yeah, thanks Blake Tarpley for that question. Real quick, guys, let's address this right here. We got tons of new members. Shout out to Jake Boy 20, JFW Productions, became a channel member. We got Alex S. We got U City Metalhead, Samuel Edwards, Iron Will, Iron Strength. Thank you guys, man. I appreciate that. I like that photo too. He looks like he should be a wrestler on WWF or WWE. I'm old, man. I don't even know what it is nowadays. And shout out to Michael Frazier. Yeah, I say Michael. I'm sorry if I butchered that, man. But what's up, man? Thank you for becoming a channel member, and just for all the new channel members so far that I've named so far. You know, you guys gotta get initiated in. Thank you for There's nothing, I wouldn't say it's anything really special about becoming a channel member, but I do feel like what I'm trying to do on my channel is different than what a lot of the other content creators before me have tried to do on their channel. And I'm not talking shit about them. I'm not hating on them. I think some of them, especially at the time that they started doing what they were doing, I think that it was harder for them in certain ways because the community, it wasn't as accepted. Being a geek or collecting, or as time, moves forward, a lot more things are becoming more acceptable over time. Guys, like I said, I personally never cared. I never cared. I never tried to hide my collection, never tried to hide that I was into collecting or action figures. I never tried to hide none of that shit. But what I'm trying to do on my channel, I'm trying to take stuff that I like from everybody. So like I brought up D Amazing, and then you have the 3POA with their podcast, and Ryan is an amazing damn host. Even though he gets on my nerves sometimes, I love that guy, man. He always has my back. Shout out to Ryan for helping me get my soundboard and everything all set up. I appreciate you, man. But so I'll look at, like I said, D Amazing, his photography is amazing. How chill and like laid back his stream, not his streams, his videos are. That's amazing. Then you have Ryan carrying things over at the 3POA, being a great host. Like, that shit is all amazing. So I try to take bits and pieces from other people's channel that I like, and that's why I tell people I'm willing to tell you guys all the equipment that I use. Try to take what I do and make it better. Like, put your own spin on it, put your own twist on it, and just make it better. Shout out to Candyman 5000 for becoming a channel member. And Big Domus, are you into any Transformers, my man? I am, but unfortunately, the Transformers that I'm into, they don't transform. I love 3.0, like the DLX line, the MDLX line. Like, I love that, and it's super pricey. Like, you're talking about a Transformer that's $300 for one. And don't get me wrong, you can see every bolt, every screw. The articulation is great. Like, I love the 3.0 Transformers, but they are super pricey. And I only have a few. Like, you guys can kind of see them. Yeah, right there. You got Optimus, Bumblebee, Soundwave. I only have a few. I only have like, 4 or 5. That's why they don't often make it to the channel. And I do feel bad, guys. Like, when it comes to me showing things that I know personally, I am not all in on. Like a $500 figure. Some of those 3.0 figures, $300 for one figure. It's like, I'm showing people something for $300, but I know most people don't have $300 to just blow on one action figure. I don't even like doing it. And I feel guilty if my girl does it. When she buys me a super expensive figure, I'm like, yo, cool, you're good. You're on a break from buying me figures for like the next 3 months. Like, I don't want you to pick up anything, whether it's on sale at Target or it's online. I intentionally won't even bring up to her what figures I like, or if she buys me something expensive. 1 second. Shout out to Jason. Do you collect any vintage toy lines? Is most of your figures mostly modern lines out now? Yes, most of my figures are modern lines that are out now. I don't have nothing against vintage toy lines. And I think it's cool when collectors feel like, hey, I gotta go back and get this thing that I had when I was like 5. That's cool. I feel that way about certain figures. I don't feel that way about every single one. But I don't, for the most part, it's mainly mod, because I want the modern articulation. I don't mind having a figure that I had when I was a kid, but I would like an upgraded version from what I had when I was a kid. So a lot of the time, the vintage stuff doesn't really stand out to me. Thank you for that question, though, Jason. Shout out to Garrison Cavalry, another person always supporting the channel. Did you go to New York City Comic Con? No, I did not. And to be honest with you, maybe I'm tripping, but just from the pictures that I saw, I don't feel like I missed much. Like, especially in terms of action figures. The displays look amazing. Shout out to Art G. Hopefully one of the Find My Figures girls can post his Instagram in the chat. But Art G posted some amazing just photos. Like I'm not sure if he was using his phone. I don't know what he was using, but it looks like 8K quality. You could breathe the air that was there. Like the details look crazy in his photos. But he posted some stuff of like the NECA booth and just certain displays at New York Comic Con, and it looked really nice. But in terms of figures, I really don't feel like I missed anything. So I'm kind of glad I didn't go. And anybody that watched my video earlier, you seen like some of the stuff that was going on in New York as far as the protest and the debates and things like that. Like I know that low key would have got under my skin. Like it would have annoyed me to have to walk past these people arguing their side or this, that, and the third. Like it just, I know that low key would have annoyed me. But shout out to Garrison Cavalry. Of course, Uncarded Reviews is going to ask this question. Articulated Ninja, do you still make dioramas? Your early diorama figures are fire. Guys, if you don't know, one, I take off my mask at convention. So like my face it's not a secret at all. But if you scroll all the way back to when I was posting one time every 2 months, I was mainly a diorama channel. Like I mainly just did dioramas. I'm pretty sure I showed my face in multiple videos. It's all there for everybody to see. But the reason that I stopped doing dioramas is just because of the time. Like I ran out of time. And then on top of me running out of time, I started to see a lot of these other guys that do amazing diorama work. At that time, one of the main guys that I used to watch his videos a lot, I believe he's a part of ACBA, is Al Figures. Al Figures made some amazing diorama tutorials and videos. But there's so many people out. And one of the best people out when it comes to dioramas, it's funny because I told him when I was at a convention and I got to see his stuff in person for the first time, is Duarte Studios. I'll try to put his link in the chat, but Duarte Studios, he recently did a Plunderlings diorama, but that guy's work is ridiculous. Like he's won awards. He's worked with multiple companies already. When I seen his stuff in person, I said to myself, I'm glad I don't do this shit no more. So glad I don't do this anymore, because there was no way I was going to compete with the type of stuff he was doing. His stuff is great, man. But that's why I Uncarded. Like I said, you know what? I find taking pictures and videos of action figures, I find it to be more fun than spending all that time on one piece or one diorama. Though it looks amazing, I just personally, I don't have the time. I barely have time to make action figure reviews nowadays. Shout out to Pokey87. Much love to you and the ladies. I appreciate that, man. And it's funny because as far as the Find My Figure channel and the page, and I don't force them. I ask them to post anything. They love to catalog. So she likes to post things and see what's new and be up to date. But it's tricky now because, like I said, if she buys me an expensive figure, now she's posting stuff. So she's consistently like, hey, like, did you see this? Oh, what do you think about this? Do you like this? And I don't want to be honest. I don't want to say that I honestly like something a little bit too much. I don't want to do it because I don't want her to buy it. So unfortunately, it's a great thing that both my women are into action figures and collecting, but it's a bad thing because they know the prices of everything. Like I feel like some guys in this community, they get away with stuff because their partners don't know the prices of shit. And me, no, like if I bring home an expensive action figure, they know it was an expensive action figure. If they didn't, if she didn't get it herself, she knows it's an expensive action figure. So it's a gift and a curse. But thank you, Pokey. I appreciate that. Real quick, I just want to address these super chats real fast. Display and model behavior. Yo, you did not have to. Thank you, man. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you. Keep up the great work. So awesome to see all the support you're getting here. Thanks for being such a positive representation of the community. I appreciate that a lot coming from him because back when I first decided to start being consistent and not post once every 2 or 3 months, he was one of the people that motivated me to be more consistent. When it comes to consistency, this guy it's next level. Anybody that's not subscribed to him, and it's good because our energies are different. Like his energy, he brings a lot of energy on screen and on camera, and I think that that's a beautiful thing. It helps cheer me up sometimes. So our energies are totally different. I try to be more reserved, more chill, more laid back, but I love watching Display. He was one of the first channels that I consistently started watching because this guy is posting like every day, if not every other day, which is crazy. I don't know how he finds the time to do that, but thank you, Dave. I appreciate that a lot, man. Thank you. Shout out to Jesse Gonzalez. God bless broski. I subscribe because you are a real one. Wish you nothing but the best. Real recognizes real. I appreciate that a lot, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for the super chat. That definitely means a lot because there's a lot of people in the community that's like, they think that I just want to tear brands down or tear companies down, even if it's Hasbro. And it's not. Like, I love Hasbro. I haven't loved a lot of their decisions that they've been making lately. So thank you, man. I appreciate that. Shout out to this sexy guy right here. Can I hire you to light my videos? Bro, you don't gotta hire me, bro. Just pay for my plane ticket, man. Pay for my flight, and I will come light those videos. It's a good thing I finished off the end of that sentence because I was extremely ayo. But yes, just pay for my flight, man, and I'm there. It sucks that I don't think we're gonna. I don't know what convention you're gonna come down for this year, man. But I hope that you do come down. Because being around Tony, it's one thing, you know, everybody that sees him on camera and on screen, and when it comes to work, like he was working that booth like it was like a military shift. Like he was no jokes, no nothing while he was working the booth, unless he was talking to people that wanted to meet him. But then, like as soon as it ended, this guy is like he's a big tough teddy bear. Like he's so fun to be around. He's so fucking loving and caring and sweet. Like I didn't think he was gonna be actually that caring and sweet. I shout out to Tony, man. I love you, man. Blue Serendipity, thanks for appreciating us thickies. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. I like that picture too. That is a nice profile picture. But yeah, man, I grew up in a time when like the only thing I really had on TV to look at was like really thin. Not that I have a problem with it, but really thin, like Victoria's Secret models. I think they're beautiful too in their own ways, but curvy girls are also beautiful too in their own ways. So thank you, man, for appreciating what I appreciate. Thank you. Shout out to Ironic Bionic, pre-ordering my Das T. Yo, I gotta get on top of that, man. That shit is so funny. And shout out to anybody that knows what that tattoo and what that picture is originally from. Um, that, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Oh man, Alex Rosado, Ayo, has it crossed your mind to start your own line or collab? If so, what would you like to put out, bro? $50 is a lot. Same, it was $100 earlier. That is crazy, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. Has it crossed my mind to start my own line? Yes, it has. And I'm being patient. I've already been approached by quite a few people that like people may know, like websites and stuff like that, that ask me the same thing, like what would I want to put something out, when would I want to put something out. Like it's tricky because like I said, I don't want to do something that's completely tailored to just my taste. I want to incorporate my taste, but then I also want to incorporate what I'm sure a lot of other people would like as well, and I want it to be something that we're missing. Yes, we are missing thickies. Of course, we're missing thickies, right? But I just wanted to incorporate something that I do feel like there's a hole in the market for. So I'm taking my time, but I'm slowly behind the scenes getting stuff together. Thank you, Alex Rosado, man, for that super chat. You definitely didn't have to. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. I'm trying to do like a mix of both super chats and regular. I don't want it to just be all super chats. If you did super chat, I will get to it though, without a doubt, before the end of the show. Shout out to Not Top Goon, man. Thoughts on making a Discord server? I have thought about it before. Like I said, I'm just so limited on time. I'm not sure about keeping up with it. I'm not sure about managing it. I got to figure out all that stuff. I literally how to everything. Guys, if you get the camera, like I said, I'm using the Nikon D3400. You don't need to be a professional, like go take classes. You don't need to do those things. Those things help. I will say without a doubt, it helps. But you can how to YouTube anything. You can how to on YouTube how to use the bathroom. Like you can literally learn anything from YouTube, and it's not going to qualify you as a professional. So that's not what I'm saying, but it will get the ball rolling and it will give you a general sense of things to move forward. But I've thought about it, Goon. I definitely have. Shout out to you, man. Not Top Goon was one of the coolest people that I got to meet at Joe Fest. Him and his partner came down, and they were cool as shit to be around. Of course, it's Render Boy 3D. Let's do our own action figure line, Ninja. Come on. For anybody that doesn't know, I don't really do like post crowdfunding videos on my YouTube channel. I don't. Um, Whether it's Chartermus or I don't really get into Kickstarters. Like I don't report on Kickstarters often or normally at all. But one of the first crowdfundings that I did make an exception for was Render Boy. He's not in America, but he did a mech suit, then he did a few things after that, a Star Wars, and he just does some amazing work. But of course, Render Boy would say, "Yeah, I know, man. You're definitely at the top of the list to work with. When I have something fully set in stone, your name is right there, bro, for me to hit up, because your work it's phenomenal, man." Sean, hey, did you get that '89 Batman slash Batmobile? No, I did not. I did not. I'm just not. Right now in my collection, I'm not needing a Batmobile. And I do still have the older Tumbler. And I think the Tumbler was one of the best designs. Like, I really do love the Tumbler a lot. So, no, I did not. I didn't get that Batmobile. But it looks cool. And I feel like the price wasn't horrible. So, thanks for that question. Big Domus. Yo, you're making me feel bad, man, because I'm 100% into SH Fig Arts. Like I'm 100% into SH Fig Arts. I just don't show them on the channel a lot because of their price. I don't often buy a lot of them. Like I think the most recent SH Fig Arts, it was an older figure at a PowerCon I bought from DMAs, and I bought his old Ken action figure from the Street Fighter line. So I don't buy them often, but yeah, I love SH Fig Arts, and I hope that they stop producing figures in Vietnam or whatever weird shit that they were doing, because I have felt a quality difference in those figures. Shout out to Figure Fever, High Articulated Ninja. What's up, man? Thank you for that super chat. I appreciate it. You got some cool brands in your photo too. Thank you, man. The Blue Raccoons review. Do you collect any anime figures, and what anime are you into? Are you a furry? Am I a furry? No, I laugh because it's not a community or a thing that I am well versed in. Like I don't know much about it. It looks cool because I love animals so damn much. But no, I am not. I'm not a furry, and I'm into any anime that really has a good soundtrack and some good animation. Like I don't even need the story to be great. Like if they got a good soundtrack and some good animation, I think top three for me, right? I think top three overall is gonna be my Attack on Titan, Naruto, and High School of the Dead. That's probably the top three overall ever for me. But in general, like I'm loving My Hero Academia right now. There's too many animes for me to just specifically name one. Shout out to Ramen Toys, man. Once again, you didn't have to. I appreciate that, man. Great to have met you in person at PowerCon. Looking to send you the Ramen Racer in November, which you inspired in part. I appreciate that so much. You also got me to know about the 3POA. Kudos. Hope we don't have to make the old G. Shout out to Ramen Racer. Anybody, usually when he does updates for the sewer layer, like a new update for the sewer layer will be in my weekly news video. So I'm gonna have something new there. But that sewer, I shouldn't even call it the sewer layer. Say that's incorrect. The Musk, it's looking amazing. Or I should say the Reptile Retreat. That's what I'm gonna always call it, the Reptile Retreat. It's looking amazing. Shout out to Ramen Toys, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And shout out to my boy Justin V. Congratulations on your first live. It's really cool to see how your channel has grown and where it continues to go. Yo, I appreciate that a lot. This is one of the few people that I do know outside of outside of YouTube in general. And he's an amazing gamer. He needs to stop playing games and start his gaming channel up. That's what he needs to do. But shout out to Justin V, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. And I brought him up earlier in the chat. Duarte Studios is in the building. Appreciate you, my brother. The honesty and the transparency you bring us is what makes you one of the best to do it. Guys like you are what keeps the community going. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Because like I said, you'd be surprised how many people, I don't feel like I'm tearing down any companies or brands, but I feel like when they do something that I think is half-assed, of course I'm going to speak on it or express my opinion on it. And it's really just my opinion. So, but I appreciate that, man. I gotta hit you up for some dioramas, bro, because your shit is next level. But because it's next level, I also know there's a next level price too. And I'm not one of those guys that's like, hey, you're my friend, give me a discount. It's like, nah, if you know you're gonna get good work or get a good product, whether it's your friend or not, you should want to support them and get that product. And that's why still to this day, especially when I come across, I usually wait to go to conventions, guys, but when I come across, some extra change, I'm like, I'm gonna buy some Valorverse action figures. Like, I don't need them to be for free, or I don't need to get them early. I want to buy some just to support the line, like I have been doing. I think we all buy figures, and when I say all, I mean Ryan. His shit is ridiculous, but Tony and we're all actually paying money too. Like it's not like we're just getting stuff. Like no, we spend a decent amount of money on Action Force stuff, classified too, man. And that shit is crazy. It's starting to add up. Shout out to Duarte Studios. Jose, I did answer this question, but what kind of camera do you use for your photography? I'm using a Nikon D3400. I'm pretty sure one of the girls put the link in the chat for that. And it's a decent camera, but I would say if you could upgrade to like the 5600. My camera's older. I know that I should upgrade. And for my live streams, I'm using a Sony a6400, I believe. I believe it's a Sony a6400. And yeah, that's basically the main things that I use. And then, of course, man, Justin V, I appreciate you becoming a new channel member. Thank you, man. And shout out to M. Stegal. It was very cool to speak with you at Joe Fest. You signed my Warpath Eclipse. Did you pick up that Toy Biz King of the Dead from the Lord of the Rings to add to your Glow in the Dark collection? No, I have not picked it up yet, but I do know exactly what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about because I looked it up on Google probably like 10 minutes after you walked away from the booth because it was on my mind. So thank you for recommending that. I did not pick it up yet. Hopefully one day I get around to it. Thank you for that. Shout out to Stridon, man. I love that picture too. Just, I don't know, stereotypical. It's like mad generic to love wolves or werewolves, but I love that photo. Thanks for the videos and you're keeping it real. You're a valued member of the community. Now off to work. I appreciate that, Stridon. Thank you, man. Another name that I often see in the comments to my videos. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Chico Max says, how do you sign up for channel members? One of the girls will put a link in the description, in the chat. They'll put a link, but in all of my videos, in the description to all of my videos, there's always a link to join to become a channel member. So even if you go and watch my most recent video, if you click the description, there's always a link to join the channel. YouTube is kind of weird, especially with iPhones. Like you need to open it up in desktop view and like go to the channel and then you'll see the join button on the side, but you have to make sure like you're in desktop view and all this extra shit. So I just try to just have the link all the time to make it simpler for people. But thank you. Just Jeff, yo, this guy is trolling, bro. Who's the best turtle and why is it Leonardo? I don't know, man. But as far as the last Ronin, he might not be the best turtle because he wasn't the last to survive. Let me just say that. This is shout out to Emperor Swagroof. That is a clever ass name, man. Thank you for becoming a channel member. Appreciate that. Garrison Cavalry, use this channel chat. Hey Ninja, what Action Force figures have you army built the most? Also, have Find My Figures ladies on your next stream. Do you like Three stacks Hulkbuster pendant. I don't know, man. I don't know what the Hulk pendant looks like because I don't watch his stuff, man. Like I don't watch his stuff. I want him to move on and enjoy his life and just leave me alone. So I don't know what his Hulkbuster pendant looks like, but having them on my stream, they really don't care to be in front of the camera. Like they don't mind taking photos and doing toy hunting, but to be on camera talking and shit, they really don't care for that. But what Action Force figure have I army built the most? Without a doubt, there's not even a question, no questions asked. It would be the Big Bad Toy Store exclusive, the black and the green Steel Brigade figure. That exclusive to me was probably one of the best as far as like deco and color. And I know it's so simple, it's just black and green, but that is the one that I probably have the most of in my collection. And then second place would now be some of the female troopers, without a doubt. And I'm waiting to go to whatever the next convention will be so I can pick up more blue female troopers, because I cried about blue female troopers forever and now they're finally here. I gotta spend some money on them, man. But shout out to Garrison Cavalry. Give me 1 second. Collect to disconnect. What music are you into and what is that flame behind you? That is a Halloween direction from Spirit Halloween. They have like, that was like a goblet and you plug it in and it just lights up and has the little air going through it. So it actually looks like a fire goblet in the background. I just thought it was so cool. And I'm down, right, my collection is in my great-great-grandma's basement. So I'm in my great-great-grandma's basement. So I said, oh yeah, we need goblets. Like, how do you not have goblets leading down to like a dungeon or a basement? Like, definitely. I wound up getting two. But that's what that is right there. And what music am I into? I'm into all types of music. Bro, I was the guy in the hood that was listening to Linkin Park on my way to school. I was the guy in the hood listening to My Chemical Romance. I was listening to everything. So 1 minute a My Chemical Romance song will play, and then the next minute would be Many Men by 50 Cent. Like I listen to everything. And then after that will probably be American Pie. Like there's so many. I listen to almost every genre, to be honest. Country music, and I also think that may be a reason why I can relate to so many people, because I'm just not like stuck in one lane or one avenue. But yeah, I listen to everything, literally. I guess except for like the really hard screaming rock that's like hard for me to understand. Everything outside of that, everything else I do listen to. Shout out to Collect to Disconnect. Thank you for that super chat, man. Shannon says, Ninja, how do you feel about Masterverse? Yo, I'm gonna keep it real. I think isn't that another crowdfunding project with like those really colorful figures that were done by the Four Horsemen? If that is what it is, I think that's what it is. It's not for me. Like the figures, the designs, and the characters, they just look a little too colorful and out there. It reminds me of something from, and it's crazy because I love the movie, but it reminds me of something from like Toy Soldiers or like a Pixar film or something like that. Just the designs are personally not for me. I'm sure the figures are nice, especially if the Four Horsemen was the ones that did them and designed them. But yeah, definitely it's not for me. If that's what the Masterverse you're referring to. Shout out to Figure Fever and the Thor 2940. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for becoming channel member. And remember, stick around after this live ends, because I'm going to do a private live with nothing but channel members, and I'll sit on there for as long as I need to try to get to every question or anything that you guys want to talk about or anything. But I'm going to take a break real fast from answering questions. And as far as the Giant Man is concerned, I know how I feel about it. I know how some of my close friends feel about it, like, you know, Tony, and we've made videos on it. But I wanted to know, just because it's probably something that I overlooked or I didn't think of. Put in the chat anything that you guys feel like could have made this fund faster, if it's even gonna fund at all. Like what figure, what could have been added? I'm just curious. I'm curious to see you guys' thoughts on what could have overall made this a better crowdfunding. I'm interested to see what you guys think about that. So comment down below and just let me know. I want to go through some of those comments because I'm sure there's something I overlooked. Like I said, Tony was the one that made me think of the the growing effect. That shit totally slipped my mind. That's cheap. It's simple. It's literally a piece of plastic that's just molded to look like he's scaling down. And I feel like even if they didn't want to throw in a figure, because you know they don't want to throw in a figure that's $25 or $30, because then it would have had to been $230. Release that figure later down the line, but they could have at least showed it at New York Comic Con. Like Saturday is the big day. That was their time to show it, and they did not show it. Guys, hit that like button if you have not. I would definitely appreciate that. But yeah, I'm not one of the guys that's campaigning against this. I'm gonna keep my stance too, which is this 100%. Especially if you look at other things, whether we look at the Sail Barge or we look at what Transformers puts out, this 100% did not need to be a crowdfunding project. In the words of Big Bacon, it's 4 times the size, 8 times the price. Nah, bro, this should have been like a Hasbro Pulse order or some e-exclusive or just online available. We're getting quite a few recommendations. Hold up. I'm having trouble just keeping up with the chat. Other Giant Man. Alex says other Giant Man versions that may be smaller, Goliath or a different Ultron. Okay. Like that makes sense. As long as it's not like a super desirable character, because I do understand where they're coming from, because I see it with Hasbro, and then I also see it with Valaverse, where it's like people are never going to be satisfied. Never going to be satisfied at all. Shout out to Unk, man. I appreciate you. I gotta watch some of your videos, man. This guy makes some chill ass entertaining videos. I gotta go check those out. Yeah, but I was saying, similar to Hasbro and Valaverse, like people are never going to be satisfied. If you put in figures, they're going to complain. If you don't put in figures, they're going to complain. I just hate that it's like they're like so extreme with everything. Because every interview that I've seen them in, they're like they double down on that, and it's like, guys, you could have easily just put in a figure that wasn't as desirable, but still increase the value of the project. Like, don't put in a main character that people have waited 10 years for, but you could have easily put in something. But with them, it's like either all or nothing, like extreme with everything. Oh shit, we got another celebrity in the house. Shout out to Spider Criminal. Hola Ninja, how you been, bro? I've been good, man. I've been good. I watched one of your videos last week, and even when I don't comment, I tell Dave the same thing from Displaying Model Behaviors. Like, there's so many times I won't comment because a lot of the times I watch like on my Fire Stick or my Roku or something like that. Like in the background, I have a video playing, and I can like the video from there. So I'll like the video, but I don't comment because obviously I can't comment from a Roku or a Fire Stick. But yeah, man, I was just watching your Spider-Man. Anybody that has not checked out his 3-pack review, that shit is entertaining. But then again, every video this guy does is entertaining. So I recently watched that and make sure that I gave it a like. Shout out to Spider Criminal. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, man. Greg Finstad, shout out to you. 320 here. Damn Ninja. Shows how much the community appreciates you, man. I know, yo, I literally told my girl this morning, and I'm 100% being honest. Like, I was like, yo, I'm happy. I'm gonna be happy if 50 people show up. Like, if 50 people show up, I'm good. Because realistically, you're saying that 50 people stopped what they were doing to just talk some shit with me. Like, I was gonna be happy about like just that. Like, so 300 and something, that is crazy to me, man. I appreciate that so much. I said shout out to Unk, but he said, Ninja, are you picking up any of the NECA Dungeons and Dragons stuff? I feel like that's right up your alley. Great figures too. I like them. I don't know. It's something about the designs. And when it comes to NECA, usually articulation isn't always great. And I love being able to pose and articulate some good figures. So in the category that NECA gets all my money, it's Gargoyles. Like right now, if it's Gargoyles, I don't even question it. I just question like when I'm going to be able to buy it. Shout out to Hella Dope Toys too. Hella Dope Toys, I try to get my Gargoyles from them. They recently had the little green guy. I forgot his name. But he sold out. As soon as they got him in, he sold out. It's my fault. I should have pre-ordered him and I didn't. But shout out to Hella Dope Toys. It's just that's where NECA gets majority of my money. Shout out to Unk. Don 200. Hey Ninja, will you be getting them Cosmic Legions figures? No, no, I will not. The character designs are not really for me. I like the Mythic Legions, like more mythical stuff, like the skeletons. I'm so excited for the skeleton wave to hit. I can't wait to go to my next convention and hopefully, they'll be there set up and I could buy some of the skeleton stuff. I pre-ordered some stuff, but then I know I want to buy more stuff. So as far as the Mythic Legions, I'm more interested in their skeleton stuff. Their space stuff it's not really doing it for me, man. Some of the character designs, everything's so abstract. Some of the stuff looks cool, but maybe if I could get it on sale or something like that, maybe I'll get it then. Shout out to OG for becoming a channel member. I appreciate it. Yeah, this this after show it's gonna be a little bit live, and I'll be trying, like, especially this is just a public video. Like, I'm trying not to curse like that because YouTube's restrictions have gotten crazy, man. Like, I'll get a channel strike for showing off, curves on a plastic figure, like, which is wild. And I just feel like over time it's just getting worse and worse. The restrictions, the censorship, free speech is just going slowly down the drain as far as free speech is concerned. Silly Pole Play says, hey Ninja, any interest in Lego minifigures or sets? Not really, no. I have little brothers, and they used to be into Legos big time. All of them had their ages and their stages where they were into Legos. The only thing I was interested in, I know you guys probably gonna flame me in the chat and shit and make fun of me, but what I loved from Lego the most was Bionicles. And then when the Bionicles were done, because those were the closest thing to like action figures, right? And it allowed you to customize. But when the Bionicles were done, they did Hero Factory, which was basically Bionicles. Just, I guess they made the characters look a little bit more preschoolish, but if they ever came back with Hero Factory or Bionicles, you guys are gonna see some damn Lego on my channel without a doubt. But that's the type of Legos that I went to. Shout out to Scott Hughes, man. I appreciate this guy so much. Freedom of speech. Just watch what you say. Yeah, that's the definition. Like, if you look up the definition in the dictionary, that's what it'd be. Just watch what you say. And Indie Reviews asks, have you thought about posting videos on Rumble? I have, but so I'll just explain this to you guys. When I decided to start being more consistent with YouTube, I sat down with Erica and I was like, well, here's what I want to do. Like, here are my 3 ideas as far as being consistent about stuff that I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about action figures. I'm passionate about like conspiracy theories, and I'm passionate about aliens, like extraterrestrial life. It didn't take her 2 seconds to think about it, and she said, no, action figures. Do action figures. Because I don't have to worry about the Men in Black showing up at our door. I don't have to worry about you randomly getting into a suspicious car accident because of your audience or your platform. So yeah, man, like, I thought about posting videos on Rumble, but I'm like, to get on Rumble with just for action figures and stuff like that, it seems like kind of a lot of work. I got to look more into it, but yeah, I definitely have thought about that. Because like I said, the restrictions and everything on YouTube it's slowly getting worse and worse over time. But my private videos, since I don't monetize any of my private videos, I am allowed to do and worry a little bit less. But YouTube demonetizes everything for any reason nowadays. But my private videos, I don't have to talk with such a filter on. I'm still 100% me. I'm still delivering the same exact message. I just have to worry less in my private videos about how I choose to deliver that message. Yo, Suka just became a channel member. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Gotta be careful with that name, toxic, man. Toxic. Community so toxic. We gotta be careful with that word. Let's see. Speaking of free speech, Schaller, shout out to him. He says Scott Hughes, for the first time ever, got banned today from commenting on YouTube for 24 hours due to hate speech. Yeah, it's getting crazy. It is 100% getting crazy. Like you got to be, even if you're not a content creator, if you're just commenting on someone else's post or you use certain flags or certain words, like, and that happened to me. Like I have people hit me up on Instagram like, oh, you blocked my comment on YouTube, or no, I didn't. But if your comment had a whole bunch of trigger words in it, or YouTube just automatically puts it in a held to review section. Like I'm sure majority of content creators have a held for review section in their YouTube Studio app, or it depends how they have their stuff set up. I have all my stuff just set up to default basically, but on default there's a held for review section. So if you're commenting some crazy shit or you have hate speech or things like that, and YouTube, people don't even see it, it just automatically goes to the held for review section. And the sucky thing about the bots is sometimes the bots that are doing these jobs, they mess up, because I be in my held for review section and sometimes it's nothing but positive stuff, no trigger words at all. And I'm like, how did this wind up in the held for review section? Like, what did this person do? Isaac says, if Hasbro lost its license to Marvel Legends, who do you think would be perfect fit for for making Marvel Legends? Well, wouldn't a perfect fit to continue making Marvel Legends be someone that previously made Marvel Legends? Like, would it, I just think that would make sense. Like, put somebody on Marvel Legends, or get the IP, somebody should get the IP that previously worked on Marvel Legends and made some really good standout figures when they did. So I think that would be great. But once again, Jada Toys, man, I can't, the figures are just so damn smooth. Like Jada Toys has like import quality at a cheaper price. Like, so I don't wanna ever say no to Jada Toys for anything. I'm interested to see when they step outside of Street Fighter, if that happens anytime soon. It doesn't seem like it's gonna happen, but like let's say the Cyberpunk figures. I am so excited for those Cyberpunk figures because I want to see, stepping outside of Street Fighter, how good is Jada Toys really going to be? Like, I just want to hold something from them that's not a part of the Street Fighter IP. I want to see what level of care and quality and details and decals, and what are they putting on those figures. And the Cyberpunk figures, I'm sure they'll be a little bit more expensive because they have cloth clothes on them and stuff. But I'm interested to see what it's going to look like. Shout out to Laser Pants, man. Ninja, the biggest 3PO show ever had was the first show you guessed it on. I knew this live stream would be huge. Well, I didn't know, bro. You should have looked out for me. You should have let me know. Or you could have been a guest and just keeping control of everything, man. I didn't know. But I appreciate you, man. You know I appreciate you. Thank you. Hey, this is another name that has been popping up forever. Shout out to Jerkmonger. Just glad I could make it to one of your streams. I'm a giant fan. I know, man. Bro, you've been supporting this channel for mad long. For anybody that doesn't know, because he's a humble guy. He doesn't like to advertise, but he's a really big artist. A very, very big. As you guys can see from that photo, he's a very big artist. Shout out to Jerkmonger. His work is amazing, man. Big Domus, you hurting my feelings, bro. Are you into any third party slash knockoff stuff? You hurting my feelings, because I feel like, do you not watch my channel? Do you not see how often there's a 5K logo on my videos, or like something from 5K Toys? And that's one of the main things that they push out there. So I'm not sure exactly what you mean by third party or knockoff stuff. I don't like to call it knockoff, but third party stuff, yeah, definitely. A lot of the stuff I get from 5K, at least I will consider it to be third party items. Justin Thor Anderson has just become a channel member, as well as Diesel Fit. Man, thank you guys for joining. And Figure Motion 23 says, any recent pickups? I recently got the Mafex Boba Fett. No, I have no, no recent Mafex pickups. Um, I got lucky the other day, and when the girls were out, they came across like almost this entire wave. And if anybody that does have the money, I will 100% say, don't even do the Nikon. Try to do the Sony A6400, because you guys see this autofocus feature that it has, and it's like automatic. Look at that. Like I don't have to press anything. I don't like some people they have to like do stuff like that, and I have to do that too with my other camera. So I ain't even talking shit. I'm literally saying the autofocus and the quality on the A6400 is amazing. But other than this figure, I got the Wolverine, and I got a Pokemon figure, guys. Like I collect Pokemon figures too, like the more recent articulated ones that wound up in Target, and like some are just the smaller ones. But outside of that, I really haven't gotten anything new, especially anything new that's expensive. Like I have been on a budget lately, a budget. I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to that. Pokey87, any thoughts or plans for a display room review, bro? The amount of times that I get this question, and I got to do it for my channel members because they're my channel members. Like, so I have to post it for them first, and I got to get around. I just got to make the free time to do it because I feel bad when people are like, "Oh, I'm trying to see what you have." Like, I'm pausing your video when you show your background so I can see what's on shelf to shelf. I feel bad, but at the same time, I don't know. It's like mixed feelings because I don't want to. It's not like I feel like my collection is anything really special. I don't feel like it's anything really special, but I know that tons of people want me to do a collection and go like shelf by shelf and just overall show my entire setup. And eventually I will. I promise eventually I will. I just have to find the time. And people like, I don't know if you guys seen like M Vargo's collection is ridiculous. Laser Pants' collection is ridiculous. Drew G's collection is ridiculous. Like there's so many guys that have some crazy ass setups and crazy ass displays where I'm like, yeah, I'm not in a rush to show my shit. Like my shit is nothing compared to theirs. Like, so yeah, I'm not in a rush, but at the same time, I know for a fact it's something that I got to get to. Shout out to Father Son Galaxy. Thank you for the escape you give us and for all that you do and still make vids just to check in on your audiences, man. You are greatly appreciated. Thank you, bro. Like that's why I do stuff like that, is because I've recently had, it's probably going to be, I'm going to highlight it in my next Keep It Real video, but I had a kid, and majority of my audience, even because you could check analytics on YouTube to see the age of your audience. I had a kid message me a few days ago and said that school has been rough for him and his home life with his parents have been rough for him. And when I say a kid, like he's younger, obviously, and that shit meant a lot to me. That OD meant a lot to me. That he reached out to me, and I don't make content for children. Like I'm an adult collector, so I make adult collecting content. So at the same time, I try to be like honest and direct and straight to the point with a lot of shit that I say. At the same time, I'm also cautious and aware that a lot of people got kids. A lot of people are watching my video with their kid in the background. So outside of shit, I really don't try to say too much or get too in depth on certain things because I don't know who's underage that may be watching or anything like that. And I don't want to be negative when it comes to that. But thank you, Father Son Galaxy. I definitely appreciate that, man. This is a good one. Silly says, what do you think of dial pieces as tiers for Giant Man instead? Yo, I've seen people bring that up, like a stomping effect where like it's breaking up the ground and stuff. I just think it's super unlikely. When we seen dials from Hasbro, what was it? It was some rocks and some cardboard that was a part of what, the Rancor or something. I don't think Hasbro is the place for dials, or I think their level of effort when it comes to dials is probably trash, man. But that would have been cool too. Like I said, it didn't have to be a figure. It could have been, like I said, that shifting effect is nothing but a big piece of plastic. Easily fit in a box. Big piece of plastic. And Giant Man could have also been in a smaller box as well, just in pieces, like a Build-A-Figure. Literally a giant Build-A-Figure. So the box doesn't even need to be that big, but of course they're gonna, I feel like with them it's a business, and I understand that it's a business. So profit margins is 100% what matters most because it's a business. So, but that is definitely a good idea. Give me 1 second, guys. Shout out to DFW Toy Hunter and Minix. They recently became channel members. I appreciate that. Thank you for joining I love the 300 because it was a few against a lot. And anybody that watches the movies, and even though that scene is when reinforcement, had finally showed up, because at that scene in the movie, there was quite a lot of them. I love the story of just 300. I love the idea of a few versus many, because that's 100% how I feel in this community. And it's not, I'm not trying to play the victim. I wouldn't want it any other way. I'm just being true to myself. But I feel like the content creators that came before me, they set things up to where, how do I say this? They set things up to where companies literally feel like they don't have to compensate for a review or for, promotion, and I think that's 100% wrong. Like, I say this shit all the time, guys. Like, my girl, she was pretty big into makeup. She's a hairstylist, and she had thousands of followers on TikTok. But her engagement and things like that, it was basically where I'm at right now. And companies, when they would hit her up to promote a product, it doesn't matter if it was a $20 product. They would hit her up as soon as they contacted her to promote a product. They would say, "Hey, what are your rates?" That was the first question. It was never like, "Hey, be happy that we sent you a $20 product and now dedicate the next 8 hours of your life to promoting that product for us." It was automatically, "What are your rates?" And it's not like that. It's like, it's 100% not like that in this community, because I feel like I said, a lot of the content creators that came before me, it was like, they're just like, "Oh, I'm so excited to get a free toy." But that's why you guys see me, like, I don't review a lot, and I literally only review. And that's why, like, it's hard for me on my channel, but I only review stuff that I actually pay for, stuff that I have on pre-order. Even if 5K reaches out to me like, "Hey, do you want to take a look at this?" And he doesn't even have to do that anymore, because he just looks at my pre-order list. So he's like, "Hey, I see you got this on pre-order." It was the same with the Rhino recently that I reviewed. I reviewed that Rhino, and I still have another set on pre-order, because I'm like, nah, I was going to get this anyway. And I also feel a sense of freedom when I'm reviewing something that I know that I paid for, because it's like, bro, if this shit is ass, I'm gonna talk my shit, because I'm paying for this. Like, I paid for this. I spent my hard-earned money on this. So whether you sent it to me early or what, if this shit is ass, I'm gonna talk my shit, because I'm paying for it. It doesn't matter if I got it early and maybe that one was free. Hey, the next one isn't gonna be free, or the one that's on my pre-order list is not gonna be free. But I'm so careful and I'm so picky and choosy with what I choose to pre-order, that most times I like what I pre-order. Like, I don't, because I'm not out here getting everything. I can't afford to get everything. So most times I do like what I pre-order. Shout out to Big Bacon, man. He gifted 5 channel memberships, 5 of them. Then we got Jack Boy, who also gifted 5 memberships. Yo, that's, would have to play that like 10 times to, yo, thank you. I appreciate that a lot. Shout out to Gavin's for putting that word out there. And anybody that doesn't know, Gavin is the evolved version. He's not a baby. He's the evolved version of Laser Pants. Like, Gavin he's that guy. If y'all think Laser Pants got, is sarcastic and makes some good jokes, and he got nothing on his son. Absolutely nothing on Gavin. Gavin is the man when it comes to sarcasm and shit, man. Shout out to Gavin. Shout I once again, I don't want to butcher the name. Jalvarez, which HasLab would you like to see next? Apocalypse or Fin Fang Foom? I think either or would be good. I hope that they learn from the mistakes of this one, especially if this one doesn't fun. I know that I think it was Manny. I think Manny said, Fin Fang Foom isn't a common household name. And I agree with him. It's not a common household name. It is more risky, but I think that's what crowdfunding is for, right? It's for that risk. Giant Man is a household name, and I mean, that guy's still struggling, but it is a household name. That's why I said it shouldn't have to be crowdfunded. If they just would have put that up, I'm sure orders for that would have flew. I'm saying flew off the shelves, but you guys get what I'm saying. The pre-orders probably would have sold out. I wouldn't be surprised about that. But I would love to get a Fin Fang Foom, because even though he's not a household name, he's still a dragon. He's a giant green dragon. And anybody that's into animals, anybody that's into dragons, and like, I don't even know much about Fin Fang Foom, but I would still want at multiple in my collection to be on different shelves. I want some to be on my Mythic Legion shelves, and everything's reversed. I would want him to be on my Mythic Legion shelves. I see people customize the Jurassic Park, like the Hammond collection T-Rex. People customize stuff all the time. I just feel like Fin Fang Foom would be a huge crowdfunding thing. That would be pretty cool to see from them. And that is more of a risk. That is more of a, at least in my mind, it is more of a dream project. So yeah, Fin Fang Foom would be cool. Shout out to Lao Convoy Evening. What's up, man? What is going on, Lao? And I've recently started like watching Lao. Lao did like commentary on my situation. I don't even want to call it a situation because it was just BS. But on my situation with Iron Ken. And I'm saying Iron Ken, I'm not even going to call him Kendra or nothing like that, because he did make a video saying that he was done with everything and he wanted to focus on being a dad. And I'm like, that's cool, man. Like, that's awesome. You're not talking shit. I'm not going to talk shit either. It's whatever. Just leave it at what it is. But Lau did a commentary video on that, and it was super entertaining. And he stayed true to himself. It's not like he agreed with me on everything. He didn't, but it's fine, man. Lau stays true to himself, and he be hitting him with them big guns. So I would say anybody go check out his channel, because his reactions and his reviews to certain shit is hilarious, man. Big Domus, what's the best type of shelves or display options for your collection? I thought my bookshelves, my little cheap bookshelves from Walmart, I thought that they were good enough, right? But then today, earlier, Articulated, let me say it's Chad. It's Chad went live, and of course, he was with Drew G, Laser Pants. Like, everybody's collections looked crazy in that video, because they all have crazy ass collections. And M Vargo had these shelves. They look like IKEA Detolfs. Anybody that knows IKEA Detolfs are like square. They look like bookshelf versions of IKEA Detolfs. Like, it looked amazing. So I would have said my little shitty Walmart bookshelves, but now I need to get up on Amazon and try to find the shelves that he had, because those things look like everything that I've been waiting for. So that would be my recommendation, is to go check out Chad's YouTube and check out the live that they just had a few hours before this one, because M Vargo's, those cases looked amazing. Another channel member, Lagoon Drago, became a YouTube member. Yo, channel members, make sure y'all stay for the private chat. Make sure y'all stay for the private chat, please, man. But another channel member, shout out to you. Thank you for joining. Shannon says, what video game would you like to see made in 6-inch figure that hasn't been made yet? I don't know. That's tough, guys. Like, help me out in the chat. That's what the chat is there for. I'm here to talk to y'all. I don't want to talk the whole time. That's kind of tough, man. There's so many damn video games. What are some video games that people would like to see brought into action figure form? Kawhi Marie said, I need some Matrix figures. What video games could we have? I don't know. I got to get back to that. Like, that's tough. Oh, you know what? When I was younger, I played a game on Sega. It was called Vector Man. It was like a green guy. He was literally made out of balls. I know how that sounds. It's a green guy. He had the biggest balls in the world. I'm now on live talking about the size of another man's balls. This is awesome. But there was a green guy. He was made out of balls, and it was called Vector Man. I would like to see that. Soul Calibur. I love Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur would be another one. Let me check the chat. Oh, somebody put Soul Calibur. Where's that at? I just seen it. Somebody put Soul Calibur in the chat, but definitely 100% Soul Calibur. Doom figures. Well, we have Doom. So the question was figures that haven't been made. I think McFarlane made some Doom figures, and maybe Storm Collectibles. I don't know, but I know a lot of people don't like McFarlane figures though. I like his figures sometimes. I'm guilty. I like his figures sometimes. Same with Metal Gear Solid. Shout out to Mickle. We have older Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, that would be a nice update. Metal Gear Solid would be another IP I think Valor would smash too. He would destroy that shit. Metal Gear Solid. Assassin's Creed once again. And I think, was it McFarlane or was it McFarlane or was it NECA that did Assassin's Creed figures? Maybe it was NECA back in the day. But that would be nice to get some. Oh my God. Oh my God. Kim Come. Bloody Roar figures. Yo, if y'all do not know what the Bloody Roar is. Bloody Roar was everything I wish I could be when I grow up. I wish that I was a ninja. Sure, 100%. But Bloody Roar is, oh my God. Bloody Roar is that. It was that game. It was about humans that can transform into animals. There was a werewolf. There was a bear. Almost any animal that you can name. But Bloody Roar figures would be awesome. I think that would be really pricey too, though, because there's not a lot of, unless you do variants and repaints of the same characters in different costumes, there's not a lot of room for reuse. And I do understand where companies are coming from when there's not a lot of room for reuse. Yo, you guys want to see some amazing wisdom from this guy right here? Leave it to Ryan to say Tetris action figures. Leave it to this guy, man. And look, and he's still going on. Fruit, how would that even work? Of course, I'm not being, I don't even know what it's called. If it's like you're a racist against ninjas or something. Ninjist? I'm not even being ninjist. But like, how would a fruit ninja action figure even work? Like, what are you going to get, like random fruits as accessory packs? Unk brought up, I have SH Figuarts keeps the Elden Ring in line. Speaking of video games, true. Elden Ring is another one. Like I said, I just worry whenever there's not enough reuse. I do understand companies need to reuse at least a certain amount of times for, you know, to make certain things profitable. Silly says Fury Bloody Roar. Yeah, that was the total name of it. But since you said that, it makes me think about the guys that made Veteran William. That was called Fury Planet. Like, that brand and company is called Fury Planet. That would be awesome. I honestly, I don't feel like there's going to be a better werewolf anytime soon. Loose Collectors, or I should say Loose Collectibles, they have a werewolf coming out, and he looks huge. He looks really good. I cannot wait to get him on the channel so I can see if he's going to live up to that expectation. But because he's so big, I'm not expecting him to really be as articulated as Veteran Williams, but to have a huge, basically roided out werewolf would be awesome. Just check in. Someone needs to do Horizon figures. Yeah, that would be nice. That would definitely be nice. This guy. I mean, they're Ninja Turtles, so Ninja Fruit isn't too... That shit is far off. That shit is 100% far off. Somebody brought up Fallout. Yeah. Yeah, the Berserk figures do look really, really nice. Killer Instinct would be cool. I don't really know much about Killer Instinct like that. Oh my God, this is another old school ass title. Shout out to this name that I don't want to destroy. Al-Nafo. I hope Jada Toys at some points makes Onimusha or Musha action figures. That was another great game title when I was growing up. Or what about Dynasty Warriors? There could be a lot of reuse in a Dynasty Warriors line because you're talking about standard troopers. Outside of the main characters like Lu Bu and stuff, majority of them are just troopers that you got to mow down. So Dynasty Warriors would be another line. Hank V says, what's up, Ninja? What's up, man? Ninja Gaiden figures. Yo, I'm still using my Ninja Gaiden from NECA. That Ninja Gaiden figure was amazing. I'm still messing with that one. Let's see what's going on. Give me 1 second. This is an interesting comment. Ramen Toy says, we want the Hasbros and Mattels to succeed because they make our collectibles. But when something's not right with these crowd funds, it is time for collectors to speak out and be heard. 100%. But I feel like this falls in line with stuff that I brought up before. Like, and I understand not every action figure reviewer is taking 8 to 10 hours for one video, like what I'm doing. I understand that. Some of them with the level of editing and the stuff that I see in their videos, some of them could probably get a video done in 2 or 3 hours, you know? And that's me being generous, but that's still 2 or 3 hours that they'll never get back. And the reason I bring that up is because companies are just so used to doing whatever they want and saying whatever they want and offering whatever they want, and nobody says anything. And I'm like, yo, those times need to end. Like, companies should hit up content creators with sizable audiences. I don't even think I'm like, oh, I'm not at that point yet. Like, when we're talking about guys at the top, like the Foosh and Robo, like, companies should hit up content creators with sizable audiences like Shartimus. And their first question should be, what are your rates? Like 100%, what are your rates? Because it's like, you're doing the company's job for the company. Like, And it's like if the person has a sizable audience or something like that, and but I just feel like a lot of the content creators that came before me, they got the companies used to getting away with any and everything. So now that myself and other content creators are speaking out against certain things, and they don't like it. Like they don't like it at all, man. They 100% don't like it. And then we have some companies like Valorverse, like Ramen Toys, where they don't mind. They actually want the honest feedback. They want to be told, hey, what can I improve upon it? But some companies, they just seem butthurt about it. Like they seem butthurt about the honest feedback or being told what they're doing wrong or what they can improve upon. It's like, yo, do you think that like you're God, like you have it all together, you don't make any mistakes? And like, bro, nah, bro. If it's a shitty rollout, we're gonna say it's a shitty rollout. But yeah, I agree with Ramen. I was just stating why I think the temperature is basically like that nowadays. Big says, "Are you into Funkos?" No, I am not, but my girls are. They are into Funkos. But they're both very selective. Like it has to be like Harry Potter Funkos. Like they have to be Funkos from a specific IP that they really enjoy. Because I made it very clear, I don't want to live in a house with a bunch of Funkos everywhere. I don't want to live in a house. And look, that sounds mad, hypocritical, right? Because look at all around me. They often they don't come down here, but when they do, they appreciate collecting because they also do action figures like NECA action figures or old DC Universe classic action figures. But I really don't want to live in a house with just Funko boxes everywhere because I do feel like Funkos do look better in a box. That's just how I feel. I know it's hypocritical because I'm not a mint on card collector. It's like take them out, let them shits breathe. But I do feel like Funkos look. I like the presentation of the box with the number on it, and then a lot of times if it's the same wave or IP, they'll all have the same color and shit. It just looks nice. It looks really nice. Lygon Drago, shout out to you. Thank you for the super chat. He said Warframe needs some action figures. Bro, I gotta get, you guys are naming some shit that I'm like, I've been working too much lately. Like I've been fucking slacking. Like I gotta figure out exactly what Warframe is. I know there's a new Warhammer game coming out, and I actually do like McFarlane's Warhammer figures, but I like a lot of McFarlane's bigger figures. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I like McFarlane when they make bigger figures. I like them a lot. And Warhammer, I feel like McFarlane makes some kick-ass Warhammer figures. Shout out to Gabriel Pinto for the super chat. I appreciate that, man. Killer Instinct gotta make figures. Haha, balls. Yeah, man, they definitely do. That would be pretty cool. Once again, I just feel like looking at the industry and thinking outside of myself, I do understand when companies don't want to get involved with something that they feel like there's not longevity to. Like Vala explained that when there's not longevity to something, it's like, man, like, do you really want to pour 50K into this brand or into this thing when knowing in 5 years from now you got to be done? So when it comes to like certain IPs and certain, whether it's video games or just franchises in general, it's like it has to be something that has some longevity to it. Just catching up with the chat, guys. Give me a second. Oh, this is interesting. See, I don't shy away from people that want to, say what you want about McFarlane. He consistently evolves figs based on feedback. We hated the side eye, he stopped. We hated the ball joints, he sculpted them. We asked for more accessories, we're getting them. I agree, man. I agree. I'm still gonna hate on the scale. Like I hate the scale of McFarlane figures, but isn't that such a McFarlane thing? Like McFarlane is known, especially if you watch his little documentary that's about him. He's known for basically saying "F you" to the industry and doing his own thing, right? So of course it's such a McFarlane thing to say, no, I'm gonna put out an entire DC line, do so many obscure DC characters, but guess what? I'm gonna make sure that their scale basically doesn't fit in with anything else in your collection. You know why? Because I'm McFarlane. So I'm gonna do shit my way. So it's such a gift and a curse. Like I appreciate his bigger figures. I love his bigger figures. I like that he does things like he walks his own road. I see the same thing with Vala. Like these guys, there's just certain guys that walk their own damn road and they don't really care about what people have to say. It's a gift and a curse because me and my girl have collected almost every DC Universe Classics figure, and majority of that line was nothing but repaints. You guys want to talk about repaint kings? Mattel was the repaint kings when it came to DC Universe Classic. Granted, totally different time, But I wish McFarlane, I wish these DC Multiverse figures were actually 6-inch scale. Like if they were scale with Marvel Legends, I feel like, honestly, without a doubt, nobody would talk shit about them and Marvel Legends would be out the door. Like Marvel Legends would have a huge problem because McFarlane gives us way more original scopes. Original scopes, and like you said, and over time, I agree. Over time, he is stepping up. He's definitely stepping it up. Oh shit. Big says, have you ever thought about breaking the bank with Hot Toys? Absolutely not. Forget about being lucky enough to have two beautiful partners in my life. I would have none. I would have none. I wouldn't even have a dog. I would have absolutely nothing. I'd be on the street looking like Tyrone from the Chappelle Show. Like, I'd be down bad. It Hot Toys is way too expensive for me. That is out my budget. Some people don't like to admit that shit, and no, that is really out of my budget. McFarlane Toys, Slink says McFarlane Toys are dope as. I don't know why I thought they sucked. In the beginning, they did suck, man. So maybe that's what contributed to you thinking that they still suck. But in the beginning, they suck, and every company puts out, misses from time to time. And but yeah. Oh, cool. Why do you know his name? How I forget his name? And Ryan, yeah, I'll be down bad. I'll be looking like Tyrone. Y'all see me in my next content. I'm gonna be sitting there scratching my neck on the corner, looking bad if I started collecting Hot Toys. Hank Visa, stay away from Hot Toys. That's I already know, man. That is a rich toy game. Yo, one of my bros, this guy is literally, I call him my brother all the time, but my brother Glenn, man, he's well off, so he can buy what he wants to buy, and even he says like Hot Toys figures. Sheesh, man. I do feel like I don't even like to call them toys though. I know that it's in the name Hot Toys, but I do feel like Hot Toys, those are more like works of arts. Like that is a sculpture. You're buying an articulated sculpture at that scale of that price, and it's not a doll, it's not a Barbie. You're buying a piece of art that you can articulate and put into whatever pose you want to. I think they look beautiful. If I was rich, I get rich tomorrow, guys. I'm sorry. Like there's gonna be some Hot Toys on my channel, but being that I'm not, I can't do that. I don't want to. I don't want to hurt myself like that. Alex says, I hope he finishes off the Vox Machina team. He's talking about McFarlane. McFarlane, there's an anime on Amazon. It's an Amazon exclusive. It's called Vox Machina. It's really good. I would recommend it to anybody. It is for a mature audience. Like, they show sex. Like, it is definitely for a mature audience. But I would recommend that anime to anybody. Collector disconnect. Let me hold $1. I'm broke. I'm broke. Let me hold $1. Oh man, come on, son. Street humans versus street sharks. Let's not even do that, bro. Street sharks will turn them into like mice meat real quick. And I do believe, even in the old cartoon, the street sharks were overpowered at times, man. I think those guys were like bulletproof too, as they should have been, because they're too big to be dodging bullets, right? So, but those guys were overpowered. Thank you, man. I appreciate this. This was really nice. I feel bipolar because like one minute I'm cursing, I'm having a good time, I'm shooting the shit with you guys, and the next minute I'm like, oh man, thank you, man. And but that's part of being human. Like we have varying levels of emotions. Like, thank you, man. He says, how you doing? And thank you for taking the time with us on YouTube and all the hard work that you do. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. And I don't want to butcher your name at all, but I definitely do appreciate that. After the live, I'm sure I'm going to get an earful from my girl, and she's going to correct me on every name that I said wrong. She was an English major. So yeah, when I mess up, she corrects me. But I appreciate that a lot, man. Thank you. See, some people know what Vox Machina is. RC says I never finished watching it. Facts. Ashton says Hot Toys are articulated world building piece of art. And yeah, they are 100%. Baron Caper says, brother, I love your real talk videos. Thank you. Yo, thank you for watching and appreciate it, man. I appreciate that. The fact that you guys are even appreciative that I'm on here talking, that's why I'm like, bro, you can ask me whatever you want to. Like, we got to end soon. I don't want to take up more people's time. But like, ask me whatever questions that you want to, and I will definitely try to answer them. But this is cool to just sit back and shoot the shit with you guys and just talk, man. Like, I barely have time. The only time I had was on a Sunday. I found out Hella Dope Toys was going live too. I feel bad. I went live. I love the Hella Dope Toys guys, but this was like one of the only free days that I have throughout the week is like a Sunday night. So, and you guys could comment down in the chat below if this should be like a weekly thing or maybe every 2 week thing. If even if it's not going to be weekly, if I should go live every week or every 2 weeks just to shoot the shit with you guys and talk about some real shit. No PR stuff, no like, being politically correct. And at the same time, I don't want to get banned off of YouTube. But at the same time, like, we could still keep it real and not have to be as explicit. I'll save some of the more explicit talks for the private shows. Once again, anybody that's a private member, the link will be in the chat, or just look on my channel, go to the members tab, and you guys will see that there will be a link to the live that you guys can click and join the live. It'll probably be 10-15 minutes after this ends. Oh man, Not Top Goon says, what's the worst action figure you bought? Either you thought it would be great, but it was horrible, or you made an impulse purchase. Bro, I am so picky. I'm so picky on the action figures that I buy that like that is super rare. And it's funny because I brought up my bro Glenn before, man. Shout out to Glenn. I love that guy. No questions asked. This is his Gwen. Anybody that watched my video, I got that SH Figuarts Gwen, but I got the exclusive, the early version that came out like a month early. And it had horrible QC. Like, when I say horrible, I mean like fucking horrible. It was bad. And my leg basically was gonna break right off. He got the Marvel Legends one, and he also had this one, and he was like, dude, like, let me send you one and see if the quality improved, because that one came out a month later. That was just a standard release, and the standard release, based on YouTube videos and stuff that I saw, the standard release didn't have that QC issue that the early ones had. Same exact figure, same exact mold. I guess it was just that batch. There was probably a small batch in the earlier waves that the exclusive, which is unfortunate, because how do you have a QC issue in the more expensive version? But it sucked. But mine's had a QC issue. That one hurt me. That hurt me bad, because anytime, honestly, guys, I know it might sound cheap, but anytime I have to spend more than $30 on an action figure, I'm nervous. I don't know if it's like that with you guys, but anytime I gotta spend more than $30, I'm getting nervous. Let's see what's going on. Oh no, I spent $600 on a used Hot Toys. That, oh no, I can't. We're not even going to address that one. Shout out to Not Top Goon for keeping it real as always. But we ain't even going to address that. Any other questions that you guys have regarding anything in the action figure community, anything equipment wise, anything, programs, whatever you guys want to know, I'll let you guys know whatever I use. Kawhi says, guys, if you're into Avengers, get on that Giant Man. I agree. If you're into Avengers, and Giant Man is obviously, he's like a mainstay on the Avengers team. Don't wait till the end. Don't wait till the end to back it. Just back that shit now. I never understand that concept. You're not going to even be charged for it right now anyway. It just doesn't. Just back it now. It doesn't make any sense to wait. It doesn't. But I'm nervous because if they don't even reach, right now they're still at, let's see what they're at. They still need basically 4,000. I'm worried if they don't reach that first tier, I think they're going to start losing backers, and then shit is going to go downhill from there. Like, if they just barely reach 10,000, it's going to drop back down to in the nines. Without a doubt. I am 100. I know people were saying like, oh, well, it took time for Galactus to fund and this, that, and the third. And bro, Galactus was more of a mainstay character than Giant Man, at least in my opinion. Galactus was bigger. He had lights. Granted, he was more expensive. Yes. But coming off the heels of a Sentinel, I feel like they were still on their upwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, they weren't on a decline. Now they're on a decline. This guy basically needs half, a little bit, almost at 60% or whatever of what you need. I'm not sure if it's going to make it, because 4,000 backers is nothing to scoff at, guys. You're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. In total, you're talking about millions of dollars. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't if they don't make it. But I hope that they learn from it. Check the replay I brought up in the replay. That is just a Halloween decoration. If you go to, any of the Spirit Halloween stores that like pop up during Halloween time, it's just a goblet, like a flame goblet. If I could find it on Amazon, I'll put it in the chat or something, but it's mainly just a flame goblet for Halloween. But I love that shit, man. My son likes taking pictures of his action figures. Any tips on what kind of camera I can get him to start? Thanks, G. Much love and respect from Los Angeles. Thank you. Same back to you. Love and respect. I would say, how old is your son? Because I don't think anyone under the age of 10 should be getting like a DSLR. A DSLR is like a digital camera that you can like pop the lenses off, and I would not give this to a child under 10. And they are pricey, man. We're talking about like $500 or more for a camera. None of my cameras are more than $1,100, but it's $1,100 and less. But that's still pricey for especially someone under 10. But if your child is a teenager, I would definitely say when you go to Target or you go to Walmart, they have really good starter cameras like the Canon Rebel. I'm not saying they're just limited to starter cameras. I know people that do great work with the Rebel, the T3i, and stuff like that. But I would say definitely just look at the Target aisle, right? And 9 times out of 10, if it's a DSLR, something that you can change the lens on, something that's a little bit more pricey, if they're a teenager, chances are that's going to last them years. So I would just say invest in that versus something cheap on like the $100 end. Don't invest in little digital cameras that do everything automatic. You want as much manual control as you possibly can have. And then also it's going to be a learning curve, especially if they're a teenager. But just look up on YouTube. Look up on YouTube how-to videos, and people will break it down. You'll have people that are in-depth, 8 hours for one thing, and then you'll have other people that show you in 5 minutes. And everybody learns at different paces, right? So it's just whatever works best for you. Hey, speaking of the hella dope guys, man, shout out to Ted. I believe we got both hella dope toys guys in here. Shout out to those guys, man. Once again, I did shout you guys out earlier in the chat. I know that you guys were live. I was saying I wasn't trying to snipe your audience from you, man. Like, I was not trying to do that, but it's one of the only days that I have free throughout the week. So it definitely got to be on Sunday for me too. Gabriel says, are you dressing up for Halloween? By dressing up, I might just wear my articulated ninja sweater and this mask and walk around outside. Because I'm sure the girls, they might want to go trick-or-treating, or, we always go to, like, let's say Dorney Park or Six Flags for the Fright Fest and things like that. So, I don't know, maybe. I'm sure they'll be dressing up. But, give me 1 second. This guy, this man. Laserpan says, would you win in a fight against Pixel Dan? And would you make him bite the curb? Yo, bro, so look, there's some content creators, guys, right, that I feel like their primary audience is children. I feel like Pixel Dan, this is just my opinion, I'm not saying it's a fact, but I feel like Pixel Dan's primary audience is children. So I'm not going to be out here making a child content creator, or that, their main audience is children or something. I'm not going to make them bite the curb, bro. I wouldn't even have to. It'd be too easy. But it is cool. It's cool that he was a content creator, and like, doesn't he do like wrestling now? Like actual wrestling on a stage, a part of a program and stuff like that. That is pretty cool. That is more physical activity than I think a lot of these other content creators have. So I think he would stand a little bit more of a chance, even if it's only like 5% more. So that's pretty cool that he's a little bit more active. Ryan just be talking hot shit because he's like 7'5". So he ain't worried about nobody. He ain't worried about having smoke with nobody. He ain't worried about nothing because he's like 7'5". And he's 7'5", like 250 pounds. You know who I would like to see Ryan go up against? He's not here in the chat right now. At least I didn't see his name, but Master Son. Master Son is another big ass guy that I had the luxury of meeting during Joe Fest. But those are some big ass guys. Would you film and upload it to his channel and make the kids cry? No. But I will say, you're talking about filming stuff. I brought this up, like I mentioned this before. Whether it was anybody that I was beefing with before in the past, or anybody in the future, and you guys see these YouTubers, they be having like boxing matches and stuff. Yo, we need that in the toy community. But I feel like a part of content creators having bouts like that, like being a part of combative sports, whether it's boxing or UFC, I feel like at the end of it, people have to shake hands. People have to shake hands and agree to be in a better place than where they were before they got into the ring. Because growing up doing that type of stuff my whole life, a lot of the times it's nothing personal. You're just competing against the person in the other corner. So that's the only way that I would like to be a part of it, is if people could shake hands afterwards. Because if a guy is willing to get into the ring and really stand on the stuff that he's saying, I got respect for you. Like, because there's a lot of keyboard warriors and trolls nowadays. They don't swing. They see you and they just be quiet. Trust me, they've seen me and they've just been quiet. So I do feel like what is it called? Lyle Convoy, and they just brought it up the other day. It's like it's like certain states allow you to have like basically fights. I can't remember what the law is called. Anybody that's thinking of it can comment in the chat. But it's like a consensual combative law where you can actually get into a fight with somebody. I'm like, yo, if that was at conventions, that would be dope. But anybody that I beef with in the past or whatever, I'm like, why don't we go get into a boxing match or get into a UFC ring? We film it, and then all the proceeds go to Toys for Tots. Like, I would 100% be with that. I would want. Oh, Loud Convoy said mutual combat law. Yes, that's what it's called. But I am 100% for content creators. Any content creator that, for whatever reason, because I don't even feel this. These guys don't even make me angry enough to want to get in the ring with them. But I wouldn't run from it from anybody. But my one stipulation would be that all the proceeds have to go to a donation, or a charity or something like that. We should not be making money off of, like Blake says right here, an articulated fight club. We shouldn't be personally making money off of that. But any of the proceeds, I'll be down to do that. Like 100%, I'll be down to do that. But a lot of people won't. A lot of people like the safety and the comfortability of typing some crazy shit behind a keyboard and then not having to stand on it. Unk says Ninja versus Bro, it's not gonna happen, bro. And like I said, and he's focused on being a father, as he should. That, I feel like, especially if you got kids, that should never be. You should never be worried about what another man is doing when you got a whole family to support. You should never be worried about, like, prioritize being a good parent. Prioritize being a good, like, but him or anybody else, I would never decline the offer. Assuming it was all safe, and because I don't want there to be a shootout. I'm sure I'm gonna be showing up with people that got it on them. I'm sure they would be showing up with people that got it on them. I would never want there to be something like that. But assuming everything would be safe, I'd be 100% down for that. An articulated fight club, that would be awesome. And I think it would make a lot of these keyboard warriors. I think it would make them less creditable, because it's like, bro, don't say a bunch of stuff. And a lot of these guys, they don't even want to get on. They wouldn't even want to get on live, let alone a ring. Like, we're joking and we're talking about a ring. A lot of these guys wouldn't even want to get on live and debate certain things, to talk about certain things, because I'm willing to go live with anybody and talk about certain things. And the reason that I say live, I always say live, it's not for clout. It's for the fact that so they can't hide and make stuff up after the fact. I don't want that. I don't want them to show back up 2 or 3 months later and say, oh, well, I said this behind the scenes when they did it. No, if we live, it's for everybody to see. And whether the camera's on or whether the camera's off, I'm going to continue to be me. So I'm not worried about going live. I'm not. And I feel like if you are, especially if we're not talking about cloud or nothing, I feel like that just means maybe, you worried about whatever. But anyways, that was enough about the articulated fight club. That was funny though. Let's see what's going on. Ligon Drago, shout out to you. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that. What is the most articulated tiger and looks good in every pose? For me, it's the 1000 Toys synthetic human female. There's a 1000 Toys synthetic human female tiger? I don't know, that'd be pretty cool. I'm actually gonna look that shit up now on Google as soon as I'm done going live tonight. But an articulated tiger. I was gonna say the Fury Planet, the Wang tiger, but yeah, that would be pretty cool. I want to look into that, the synthetic human female. But if we're just talking about strictly like humanoid tigers, then I'm gonna go with the Fury Planet. That's the only thing I have experience with. They're like samurai, or Chinese warrior looking type of tiger. Yes. Blade Master Wang, or as Ryan would say, Bang Master Wang. That is the Bang Bros edition. Bang Master Wang. That's what that is. That's Ryan's. Red Rose Play says, how do you feel about the recent McFarlane reuse and cheap repaints? Someone needs to talk about it. I do see it, but since like I said, I only buy like his bigger figures. So I gotta like watch other people's reviews when it comes to McFarlane stuff. Because I'm out of the loop. Honestly, I'm out of the loop because his average 6 or 7 inch scale figure, 8 inch scale, I don't buy. So it looks like in the packaging, it looks like he's improving. In the packaging, it looks good, but I really don't know if he's started to run into some issues with reuse and cheap repaints. But is he really ever going to have more repaints than Legends, let's say? Is he ever going to have more repaints than Mattel in the DC universe? And I don't know. I do see him giving us a lot of original sculpts. So I don't want to like come too hard at him for repaints when I do feel like he's given us more original sculpts than a lot of other companies, I should say. But that just might be how I'm seeing it. That might not even be the case. Big says, what's your take on rubberized skin on action figures? I'm assuming you're talking like I always have trouble Fison, like Fison dolls, and it's not for me. It kind of creeps me out. Like it's not really for me, man. Like it's cool. I don't even know what the longevity of it is. I'm just used to plastic, so I'm just cool with sticking with plastic. That's why I don't even really do Mezcos, because I don't like the cloth. Ryan posted a picture of everybody's posting that Mezco, that Robin. That Robin looks amazing, amazing. But yeah, like I'm not a fan of clothing or that real feel skin. I feel like those real feel skin figures, those toys belong in those other type of toy stores. I'm not talking about kids' toy stores. I'm talking about adult toy stores. That's what it. The few times that I actually got to see one and move one around and try to articulate it, that's what it reminded me of. And I'm like, guys, don't ask how it reminded me of that, but I was like, yeah, this is we're blurring the lines. This is starting to become literally a synthetic human. Shout out to Lygon, man. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. He says autocorrect. There is no tiger from 1000 Toys, even though it would be cool. I meant to say most articulated figure. Okay. Yeah, anybody that if you ever super chat twice or something like that, just message me and let me know, and I will refund you. Or if you want to make a correction, just regular correct. Don't super chat just to make a correction. It's all right. It's not that serious. This guy, bro. Ninja isn't a fan of clothing. I'm not. That's why during Joe Fest and during PowerCon, I was saying like everybody should just get bucket naked at the end of the night and just walk around the convention floor. Yeah, I'm not a fan of clothing like that. It is what it is, man. Like I feel like everybody should. People would be more honest if they had to walk down to the convention floor and just and sound different. This is a good point, bro. The lady said not with all the smelly people. Yo, hygiene at conventions, that's some serious shit. Like, I already know when it comes to this hobby, there's a lot of guys that, certain social skills or certain hygiene stuff is like lacking, but bro, hygiene when it comes to conventions is crazy. I appreciate you guys. Let me see. Let's see what's going on. Oh, we got a new channel member, man. You already know it's a new channel. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Make sure that you stay. Bad. Make sure that you stay. Make sure that you stay for after this. There's gonna be a private stream. We already at 2 hours in, guys, and I really don't want to hold y'all for the rest of the night. So I want to wrap things up. If there's any last minute questions, did anybody's opinions change too? It's not like we really focused or doubled down. Because like I said, I'm not leading a campaign against Giant Man. But I mean, for the best thing that they add on is white antennas. That shit is pretty laughable. Like, that is crazy. But once again, I don't want anyone from the Marvel Legends team to watch this live, or people are gonna advertise it like I was shitting on it the whole time when I wasn't. I don't want them to watch this live and be like, oh yeah, he shitted on the Giant Man for 2 hours. No, I didn't. Like, I'm saying if people want to go get it, it just shouldn't have had to be a crowd fund. But come on, man, white antennas. I mean, realistically, what is the cost on that? I'm surprised Valor hasn't said what his estimated cost on white antennas would be, because I know it would be something laughable. Like, and that's what they want people to get excited about. Something that should have been in the original offering, white antennas. Come on, man. That shit is crazy. But everything with them is so extreme. It's either we're gonna hide figures behind the paywall that people waited years for, or we're gonna give you no figures at all. It's like, guys, like, just have some common sense and just try to meet in the middle. Just meet in the middle. It doesn't always have to be one or the other extreme. Like, you could try to meet in the middle. Age of Relic New York City said, Ninja, did you pick up the retro carded Wolverine X-Men? Yes, I did. That was actually one of the things that the girls found with this, and I didn't open him yet, so I don't know how good he is, but a lot of people were saying that he's the best. There was one in the store, so I'm happy that I got the last one that was in the store, but I cannot wait to open him. I'm hoping that he is the defining Wolverine in a collection for a while. PD Paul says, have you gone through a toy reset and sold a set of toys just to breathe in your home? I have gone through a toy reset, but it was like years ago, and it wasn't. It was literally because I needed the money. Like, I needed the money. They were figures that I had for years. I regretted selling them, and my girl was nice enough that during the holidays she repurchased everything that I sold. It was all a part of the NECA Predator series. Like, I love the NECA Predator stuff. I haven't really picked up anything from them lately, but they slowed down a lot. They don't even really have anything lately. But I sold a lot of NECA Predators, man. And she was nice enough, and she went through, like, she found the listing, the old listing that I sold, and she looked it up on her own, found every figure that I sold, and repurchased them once we were in a better financial position. That shit meant a lot to me, man. But outside of that, not really, because I'm so selective on what I buy. I normally don't buy things that I feel like I'm gonna want to get rid of in a year or a month. So I'm super picky. Honestly, companies would not survive. Companies would not survive if every consumer was like me. Shout out to PD for that question. A Jelly Jam. Top, middle, and bottom is still being Yo, they did it to themselves. Like, they did it to themselves. It wasn't even like, who says shit like that? Like, and then who says shit like that and then backs it up, man? Like, it's funny, yo. But we already at two. Is there any last questions? Any last anything? Because we already at 2 hours and 15 minutes. I feel bad keeping you guys here, and I got to start the private chat soon. But is there any last minute questions or anything before we get out of here? I appreciate everybody that showed up, and I appreciate every single super chat, especially because people are working hard for their damn money, bro. Like, so I appreciate that a lot. Just going through the chat to see if there's any last minute topics or anything anybody wants to speak about. Gil Rivera, yo Ninja, love your content and your collection. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Well, what everybody sees in my collection, because I know I got to get to a collection video. Like, literally, my girls laugh at me because every week they'll go to the YouTube Studio app and they're like, oh, you got another collection request. Like, you got, like, every week there's videos. When are you gonna have a collection video? So I know that I got to get that done. Miku says, thanks, Ninja. It was a great time. I got to go. Have a great night, guys. I appreciate you, man, for showing up. Shout out to everybody that showed up. Hit that like button. Or if you couldn't even show up and you're watching this on replay, I appreciate that you guys are watching the replay, man. Thank you. Ammo to go. Shout out to Ammo to go. Yeah, can you start all over again? I just got settled in at work. Yeah, okay. All right, man. Yo, that replay is going to be there for you. I appreciate you chiming in right at the end. That means a lot. Hello from Brazil. Yo, shout out to Brazil in the house, man. That is awesome. Thank you. Shout out to 78 Points of Articulation. Dope live, dude. Yo, I appreciate that. If you guys don't know, he like makes some really good dioramas as well, but like he'll mainstream shit and like put out huge batches and order quantities. I purchased from him before. I got to get something else again soon, but his stuff is really good. Shout out to 78 Points of Articulation. I'm gonna take a dab for everyone right quick. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you. Damn, Elton saying I just got here. That's wild, bro. We've been here for like 2 hours and it's going on 2.5 hours. We're gonna cut it off right at the 2.5 hour mark. And then after that, like I said, 10 minutes later, we will be on the private stream for any of my channel members. Link to become a channel member is in the chat somewhere and it's in any of my videos. But also you just go to the homepage and you'll see a join button next to the subscribe button. That's how you become a channel member. Shout out to Costa Rica in the house too. Alex S. What's up, man? Right, thicky time. That's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be on a private chat, right? It's gonna be thicky time. Thanks, man. Okay, this was my bad. This is a good thing to close out on. Yo, where can I find a big red rhino gladiator figure? I cannot find it anywhere for pre-order. Yo, I messed up. I was so excited during that review that I forgot to mention that that is a convention exclusive and any of the remaining stock will be posted on 5K Toys. So I believe it's the LA Comic Con exclusive. So after LA Comic Con, that was an early sample that they sent out. Like they sent out stuff to quite a few content creators. But I got the big red rhino and that was an early product sample. It will be sold at LA Comic Con. So if you can get it from there, I would get it from there. You don't got to worry about, you know, less tax, if any, or shipping. But it's a convention exclusive and the remaining stock will be on 5K. So the link for that one is not up on 5K yet. But on that video, bro, I did post a link to the black bull and the grayish or the orange tannish looking one, whatever you want to call it. I'm sure that it'll be in that category, or you know, he'll revise that page and the big red rhino will be there after the LA Comic Con. Yo, I appreciate it. If I did not, oh wait, real quick before we get out, Scott Hughes says, what's your favorite movie? I would have to say one of them is going to sound so cheesy. Of course, we got The Lion King, right? The Lion King's everything. But I like the movie In Time with Justin Timberlake. I like that movie. I like the movie In Time. I feel like there was a lot of parallels to real life in the way, you know, money is used in real life. I love the movie In Time. I love the movie Waist Deep. I don't know, I think there's too many to name, but I would definitely say In Time has to be one of the top because I live my life like I feel like I have time on my wrist. And that's why I kind of say what I want to say and do what I want to do and kind of like try to have the least amount of regrets as possible because we all make mistakes. So we all have regrets and shit, right? But I try to not regret anything that I truly mean because I feel like that time on my wrist is running out. So definitely In Time. I love that. And Garrison Cavalry says, when is your next con you're doing with Vala? I'm assuming he means con. I'm not sure. I think that there's a show on November 4th. I'll speak about it in one of my videos though. I'll be clear on whatever the next show is going to be, but I think there's a show on November 4th or whatever. And then after that is another show in Massachusetts. So it's one next month, and then at the end of the month, I think there may be another show in Massachusetts. But I will let everybody know, like I always do. I didn't let nobody know about New York Comic Con because I wasn't there. I wasn't at New York Comic Con. And shout out to Ammo to Go, who finally became a channel member. Thank you. Thank you, man. Yeah, so I will update everybody as far as what conventions I'll be going at. Just checking one last. Oh my God, this guy just. Is that who I remind you of, bro? I remind you of Pootie Tang? Is that what you low-key trying to say right now? Because, you know, we live in a world with a lot of content creators that like to say shit without saying shit. So is that what you're saying? Yo, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Like, I'm going to advertise when I'm going. But every year, literally every year for the last maybe 2 years, I've gone to a show in Mass. There's a show in Mass that I go to all the time. And Val is there too. It's such a chill, laid back show. But yeah, if you can get out there, yo, get out there. I'd like to meet you in person. And we got Jack, who just became a guys. I appreciate it, man. Once again, channel members, private link. We had 2 minutes and 21, 2 minutes. Yeah, right. We had 2 hours and 21 minutes, guys. This shit was such a chill and laid back stream, though. I appreciate it. I feel like you guys kept a lot of the questions PG-13, which is cool. I'm not complaining about that. I'm sure my channel members are gonna hit me with some rated R crazy ass shit, but it was cool, man. Like you guys could have asked a lot more than you did, but I had fun. I had fun just sitting back talking with you guys. Oh, okay. The Northeast Comic Con in Mass. Oh man, leave it to my better halves, right? To correct me or remember stuff that I don't, because my memory sucks. Like if it doesn't come to action figures, my memory sucks. But it is the Northeast Comic Con in Mass. That's the one that I usually go to. That's the one that I'll be at again this year, without a doubt. I'm sure Valor will be there. Yeah. What is Blake saying, man? Once again, shout out to Blake for that insane. He's gonna hold the title for the craziest super chat. Like, shout out to him for that. That is wild. Baby, I'm going to sign your pity on the running. What are you talking about, bro? What are you even talking about right now? Man, y'all scaring me right now. Or wait till the after show. Private after show for all of the channel members. 15 minutes. As soon as this ends, there'll be an after show. Thanks for the love and amazing shows. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, because these videos take me a while to make. And obviously YouTube ad revenue and none of that stuff is paying the bills. So these are passion projects. Like I'm doing a lot of this stuff just off the grit. Like a lot of this is just passion, man. Like, so I appreciate when you guys enjoy the content, because that's really what I do it for. Another one, even come on more information. Northeast Comic Con in Boxborough, Massachusetts, November 24th to 26th. Yeah, that's the one that's later in the year. I mean, in a month. So I don't think I'll make it. Need to be up. Don't worry about it, bro. You catch the replay if you can. Don't even worry about it. And shout out to Laser Pants. Thanks, Ninja. That was a great. Bro, it was nowhere near as good as you would do. I got to catch up. It's going to take me time. I got to practice. I got to catch up. But yo, shout out to everybody that was here. If I did, oh my God. This man now want to join the army, right? Join. Shout out to Duarte Studios, man. But shout out to everybody that joined. I was not expecting to basically be around 300 people chilling with me for 2.5 hours, man. That is wild. We're down to 247 now. I'm happy with 50 people. That was my goal. My goal was literally 50. I appreciate you guys. If you guys think that I should do this like at least every 2 weeks, we should just sit back and kick it and talk about some real shit. Action figures, the community, whatever's going on. We should literally sit back and just talk about some real shit every 2 weeks. This man, can you hula hoop well? I think so. I got some rhythm, bro. I could dance. I feel like if you could dance, there ain't no way you can't hula hoop. But yeah, when the subject was giant, man. That's what we mainly talked about, and it doesn't look like a lot of people in this chat feel like it's gonna fund, which I'm not really surprised about, but it doesn't look like it. Yo, that means a lot, Scott Hughes. You have been a part of some OG live streams and podcasts from people 10 times bigger than me. You've been there and you've seen how things have go down and they work. So that definitely means a lot. I appreciate that. Oh, this is perfect. I'm a dude thicky. Yo. Hey, yo, what the fuck? What is this man talking about right now, bro? Like, what do y'all got Ryan doing in the chat? Who is he talking to like this? Yeah, shout out to you, the Thor 2941, Puerto Rico. Yeah, I think this would be a Sunday thing, just to chill and to get everybody, because people are depressed on Sundays, bro. People depressed, they got to go to work Monday morning. I'm part of people, right? But people depressed on Sundays. So I think for everybody to just chill and have a good time and talk action figures and action figure related shit on Sundays, I think that'd be pretty cool. But I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you to everybody that showed out. If there was a super chat or something like that I didn't get to, I will be bringing it up either during a regular video or during the next time I go live, which hopefully is soon, man. If you guys want me to do this every Sunday, if y'all just want to kick it and chill and talk shit and action figures every Sunday, that'd be dope too. I got the time for that. But I appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you to everybody that showed up. Yeah. Jester saying, yeah. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, what what is going on? Another one. Once again, I always post what shows I'm gonna be at. So if you guys can make it to a show, walk up, say what's up. Let's talk for a minute in person. Can't wait to meet you here in Massachusetts. And it's again because I met him. You're so chill, brother. Yo, I hope that everything plays out as it should, and we do get to talk in person again. I appreciate you guys, everybody that stayed for this long. Thank you so much. Like I always say in my videos, guys, like this was such a chill, nice chat. Life is short. Try to appreciate it more than you complain about it. Private live, 10 minutes. Stay tuned. Peace.